आतंकी पीएमपीएल में पहला था, हमेशा कंसिस्टेंट था। आतंकी शुरू से कंसिस्टेंट है भाई, आयुष भाई एंडी के टाइम से। सिंगापुर आ जाओ, वो आएंगे भाई, सिंगापुर आएंगे भाई। ले कल 200 रुपए सुपर चैट मिस किया, चीचा काट लिया लेकिन सेंड नहीं हुआ। अरे कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आहे तासुम थैंक यू द 40। आमिर भाई थैंक यू द 40 लियो। लद्दाख जाने का इस साल नहीं जा रहा रे, अगले साल। बाकी 13 तारीख को जिस दिन अपने को हॉलीडे, अरे हॉलीडे बोल रहा हूँ रे, मतलब वॉच पार्टी से ब्रेक है उस दिन मैं गाड़ी का पीपीएफ वगैरह कराने जाऊंगा। फाइनल में कितने मैच हो गए? 12 या 18 मैच 3 दिन, 6 दिन, 6 मैचेस पर डे। कैसे चीज़ एकदम बढ़िया। ये पब्लिक जरा सब्सक्राइब मारो ना यारो। और गोल लगाता उनको। आज तो लाइक का गोल लगाओ, सब्सक्राइब का गोल लगाओ। बताओ आज किसका गोल लगाओ, सब्सक्राइब या लाइक? रे इसका गोल लगा।
The bestest team, the greatest team, the greatest team have always built right the field. I cannot believe it. But more than that, won the next Miramar as well, Colaris.
Yeah, they did.
Let's help you out here a little bit.
All right. Anyway, we've got the bubble teams as well. You've got Godlike, you've got S2G, Yangon Galacticos. They're really going to need to put up a big performance today to try and catch up to the top 5. That's it for the STC Rewind.
Vitality.
Vitality indeed, because this squad has been absolutely destroying yesterday. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26. It's just the group stages, and we are already breaking records. Not only did we get a 29 elimination game out of E-Arena yesterday, we also got Vitality getting more points in
अच्छा बैंगलोर का बारे राइड पे ओटी
with 108 points, and with all the watch parties.
Thank you so much for the $2
SNAX Gaming breaking records. Keep it up, bye. But now it's time we get started, because today, at the end of the day, I got Neptura, Maxman, 7WG, glad to be here. We're gonna be sending
wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute.
Making men 100 in one day. The arena breaking records. Not only did we get a 29 elimination, has been absolutely destroying yesterday. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26. It's just the group stages, and we are already breaking records. Not only did we get a 29 elimination game out of E-Arena yesterday, we also got Vitality getting more points in one day than Fourth Rise was able to do in 2 days with 108 points. And with all the watch parties, shout out to the record-breaking men, SNAX Gaming, breaking records. Keep it up.
Wait. कौन है रे ये? कौन है रे? किसकी बात कर रहे भाई?
Shout out to the record-breaking men, SNAX Gaming, breaking records. Keep it up, bye. But now it's time we get started, because today,
क्या मेरे को सुनाई नहीं दिया रे चैट?
breaking records. Keep it up, bye. Shout out to the record-breaking men, SNAX Gaming.
मेरा IEMs काम नहीं कर रहा, क्या बोला पब्लिक इसने नाम?
The Lays, we'll get a chance to talk to her later on. We gotta start talking about Vitality.
Thank you so much, guys.
Squad has just been on an absolute
big shout out to you all.
They have. It was so fun
IGC
to watch. I know everybody at home
IGC
had a
के
great
बारे
time
possible
watching
नहीं
it.
था। SNAX Gaming नहीं है, पूरी इंडिया की गेमिंग कम्युनिटी है।
5 out of 6 games
Big
they
shout
were
out
on
to you
the
guys.
podium, on the top
आप
3.
सबके बगैर possible नहीं था।
Pretty insane. So really loving
मैं
what we
अकेला
got
नहीं हूँ
from
भाई,
them.
पूरी कम्युनिटी के साथ में।
We still got 6 more games of Vitality to go.
Oh, 6 more games indeed. This is important, because that is one squad that is currently fighting for those club championship points. If
we did it, boys, we did it. That's a very big statement जो उसने दिया है। Big one, let's go.
Thank you so much, Seven. I have Kalaris, Hot Dukes, and Glitter with
Jewels
me
डाल दो,
to bring you
congratulations
some
मत दो।
absolutely
Jewels दो,
awesome
AI
news from the club
AI बोल रहे।
championships, especially from
Jewels दो।
Tekken 8 and For Honors.
Jewels दो।
Honestly, things were absolutely insane. We're going to break down exactly what
Jewels
happened.
दो,
behind the
jewels।
scenes for our CC, but let's dive into the two championship moments that we had yesterday, starting with Honor of Kings. This was a huge story, and it ties into what we've got going on here in PUBG Mobile as well. Because we had Clash Royale Gaming versus AGAL. Now, this is a rematch from 2025. These two teams faced off again. This time around, though, the result was different. KSG was able to upset AGAL and claim the win, which means that AGAL ended up with the second place, did not defend the title. They were not happy about that. But then if we go over to the Tekken 8 side of things, AGAL found the success they were looking for. They were able to get the title in Tekken 8. This is massive for them. It was in a 5-0 fashion out of Zubair as well. So, I mean, this was a dominant
बोल रहे जो टीम जल्दी मरती है उनको स्क्रॉल करने का टाइम मिलता है रील देखने का। अरे नागा सीन आता रेड्डी भाई, अरे रेड्डी भाई माँ की गिर आधा हैदराबाद तो तुम लोग लेके बैठे हुए पूरा रियल एस्टेट जहाँ पे जाओ हैदराबाद में रेड्डी का ही है, किसी का किसी कार स्क्रॉल करने का तुमको टाइम इनको नहीं मिलेगा भाई। क्या बात है।
And I mean, that isn't a tremendous jump, especially if we try to like what happened with the Falcons last year and how they dominated all performances. But what does that mean for our club championship eligibility? We're going to have 2 of our 4 games this week. Call of Duty is also going to be having their finals today, and Falcons still in that discussion.
So if they're able to get the win that they're looking for here, I mean, that would really change the leaderboard back in their favor.
I'm an fan, but love you honestly towards the game.
Yes, and of course we have AGAL, who are Group A here for They were in 7th place coming out of our group stages, which means that they go to the survival stage. Do you reckon they can bury their way out and head to...
क्या लग रहा है रोंडो में तुम लोगों की प्रेडिक्शन कितने पॉइंट्स आ रहे हैं? मेरे को लग रहा 10 पॉइंट तो मिनिमम चाहिए अपने को। तो मैं तो बोलूं 15 पॉइंट तो मिनिमम आ रहे। तुम लोग की क्या प्रेडिक्शन है? कितने पॉइंट है? 10 से 15 पॉइंट मिनिमम आ रहे। मैं एक सेकंड भाई भी स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूं एंड पढ़ाई भी करना है कुछ दोस्तों में जावा हूं ज्यादा कुछ नहीं भी स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूं दोनों मैनेज कर सकते हो भाई सीधे बात कर दोनों को इक्वली टाइम
I know they're doing their homework. Hopefully come survival stage. Of course, one of the of course, team vitality. I know we've been harping on about vitality.
क्या लग रहा है वाइटैलिटी पागलों की तरह खेलेगी आज?
Share him again.
No.
But of course, for our final day of group stages here for Group B, we want to be looking at the bubble. We've got our top 5
राहुल
teams.
भाई आप मैं बोल रहा हूं राहुल भाई मैं आपको एक चीज बोल रहा हूं क्यों आपको अपने को उनका डिस्कशन करना क्यों अपने को कुछ जाके उनका रिएक्शन लेना है क्यों अपने को अपने बंदों का बनाओ ना तुमको रिएक्शन चाहिए अपनी टीम्स पे जाओ ना इंडिया में तेरे वॉच पार्टी सबके रिएक्शन लिए उनके टीम बनाओ क्यों चाहिए अपने को भाई यार जब हमारी टीम अच्छा करेगी अपने क्यों क्या यार इतने टाइम से तो साला बेइज्जती कर रहे हैं ट्रोल होते हैं इतना सब कुछ कर रहे हैं हमारी टीम अच्छा करेगी तो अपने में रहो ना उल्टा मैं तो लास्ट वॉच पार्टी में तो सीधा बोला था भाई कि अगर जिस लेवल का 40 उनकी कंट्री के लिए कर रही है जिस हिसाब से वो खेल रहे हैं जिस हिसाब से उन्होंने जो भी किया है Esports में उनकी कंट्री के लिए भाई अगर अपनी टीम जैसा चालू कर दे वैसा तो यार अपन अपने में रह के यार किसी को देखने की जरूरत नहीं किसी का क्या है क्या नहीं प्राउडली सिर्फ अपने 4 बंदों का नाम पूरी कंट्री में चलना चाहिए एंड वो स्टेज पे धीरे-धीरे आ रहे हैं अपनी दोनों टीम इतना अच्छा कर रही है इतना अच्छा कर रही है अपनी दोनों टीम्स और अपन अपने बारे में डिस्कस करना कौन क्या बोल रहा है क्या उतना सब कुछ करने क्यों है इतना प्यारा खेली है ओजी यार गॉडलाइक भी इतना अच्छा कर रही है इन लोगों का करो ना देख भाई तुम क्या बाजू देख के सब अपना अपना करने तो अपने को अपने में रहना चाहिए भाई अपनी टीम अच्छा कर रही है बस उसमें प्राउड रहे 4 लड़के ओजी के 4 लड़के गॉडलाइक के इनके बारे में चर्चा बस और कुछ नहीं
Hero, baby, right? You gotta make it happen right here. Now, Speedo, I need more speed. Fajita, it's time to turn up the heat.
चलो 2x भी कर दिया 11 से 12 पॉइंट आ रहे मिनिमम WF 10 तो मिनिमम
Just get some damn eliminations, please. All you gotta do is not get top 3, and you're gonna make it. All right? Wait, you're not listening?
भाई तो मार
Okay, sorry. I kind of reverted to how I learned growing up. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? Just make it happen.
Now, if you guys aren't feeling motivational after that 7, how are you feeling? Are you feeling motivated, or you think you might get hit by a shoe by hot juice?
ये इसको अपनी टीम से दूर रखो
Yo, those flashbacks used to be a tower cloud, but I'm so motivated that if I make this shot for those bottom 3 teams, it's gonna get a lot better. So let's see if I can actually make this shot real quick. You know what? We'll do it backwards. Watch this.
सरफराज भाई एकदम बढ़िया थैंक यू 20000 युगांडा
I'm looking at you 721 GS and as well at Hustler.
Thank you, love you too.
Two squads are going to be having a lot of trouble, but let's take a look at the overall. That way we can get an idea of where all the teams are.
Top 5 में लड़कों consistent मिलना रोंडो important है.
In case you ended up missing it, no surprise.
रोंडो important है.
But the big storyline here, Max, has to be between.
अरे कार्टून कैसे भैया congratulations 2.5 में love you रे मेरी जान.
Between all those spots.
Thank you रे कार्टून.
13 points, and Godlike is currently in that 5th spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to
Let's
be
go,
really
Godlike.
tight, really. I mean, if you get a
चलो गणपति अप्पा मोरिया guys, India के flags
you're going to be able to jump up so
full
many
positive
times.
hearts के
We're
साथ
actually
आन
talking
दो.
about the point gap between those teams here, Seven, in the middle of the leaderboards. I'm looking especially at
आन दो,
the point
आन दो,
gap between E-Arena in 4th position and 5th position of God Fine also right now.
ये points करने का था मेरे पास.
It's Sony story of the day.
In 2 days. So yeah, 4
अरे यार,
tribes got
पाजी यार.
80 elims in 2 days. Vitality
लियो बोल के
has
चालू करो.
71 in 6
अक्षु गिल
matches.
भाई.
We do see very similar plays from them,
PMWC.
but when it comes down to that smash rule, when
What
it comes
tournament
down to
है आने
that
वाले time
pressure
पे
being put on
India
them, it seems like Vitality still can win.
Max, and if
What
we break
tournament,
it down a little bit more, it was the way that Vitality was just playing today. A completely different playing style than everybody currently in this group.
मतलब esports वालों के लिए भी
Doing their splits,
What
doing
tournament
their
आने वाले
damages,
दिनों
taking
में?
control of an area was so impressive.
I think mainly they from PMGO Season 1 and PMI earlier this year, they're like, we were just too passive, not being involved in any of these fights in the discussion in some of these games. But man, they switched it up to 11-12 almost going into this one.
BG
And
MOB
it's
है.
good to
You
see
को
not just Razy, Razak and Federales doing good.
Vitality क्लासिक की तरह खेली क्या आज? भाई मेरे को तो लग रहा है पागल हो जाएंगे भाई
Put
आज.
up massive numbers. Axel came
आज
out
एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सकते हो लोग सारा जो भी उनका प्ले स्टाइल ट्राई करना चाहते हैं नए ड्रॉप कर दिया.
Oh my goodness, Axel the IGL was looking
मेरे को तो लगता है आज ये लोग बोलेंगे कि रोंडो में रिकॉल पे भी मत जा.
So I'm just super stoked about
चारों साथ में के लिए रिकॉल पे भी मत जा. आप तेरा बर्थडे सही पार कर भाई को हैप्पी बर्थडे विश कर दो चैट.
They can actually get wins.
Happy birthday, bye.
In the smash zone. Hey, who knows? Vitality might take home that trophy.
But with that kind of lead, we usually end up seeing
वो statement
teams
के
do
बारे
something
में
a little
reply
bit
please.
different.
कौन सा
I got a chance
statement
to
bro
talk to
ओमकार भाई?
Federales yesterday. I also got a chance to talk to Axel, and they were saying that they
कौन सा
might
statement?
end up putting one of the substitute players just to get some experience in
भाई
case you
बात
never
उधर
know what's
वालों
going
ने
to happen
होने
in
दी
finals. And
आपको
I'm
बिना
completely
खींचे
fine with that
होने के
because
लिए
it's
I
going to
love the way you
allow the
operate.
sponge point to not be so heavy towards
राहुल
the
भाई
top.
thank you to 100
That's
यारो.
true, and you know what? There's no better time to do it than
Coca-Cola,
now,
Pepsi,
right?
Snack by
Because
Sexy.
NSR and Nongshim Force
W
are
मेरी
in
जान,
second
Prince
place
भाई,
with
thank you to
60
40.
points. There's a 48 gap lead there, and so you're looking at
Jewels on the guys,
this is
Jewels.
the best case scenario to put a sub in, even if it doesn't go all that well. It gives them practice without the pressure coming on through as well. So really, really happy to see maybe a substitute coming on in there. But for me, I'm thinking that honestly, Vitality, they are going to just want to chill out and let maybe some of the other teams like Nongshim Red Force.
ज्वेल्स से अर्निंग में फर्क तो पड़ रहा होगा.
Look, I like saying Vitality.
और कैसा है ना ज्वेल्स जो ये फीचर निकाला ना तो YouTube वालों ने जो सबको अकाउंट में हजार ज्वेल्स है ना उससे बेनिफिट सब यूट्यूबर्स को मिला है. क्योंकि अगर आप अभी ज्वेल्स खरीदने जाओगे ना तो इट्स डेफिनेटली कॉस्ट यू मनी. बट जो 1000 ज्वेल है ना जो फ्री है आपको मिले थे उससे हम लोगों का फायदा तो होगा. मतलब वो उसका जो 1000 ज्वेल का पैसा मिलता है हमको वो तो मिलता है. बट ज्वेल्स का प्राइस रेट जितना आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो वैसा नहीं है, बहुत कम है. बट इफ यू गेट लॉट्स ऑफ ज्वेल्स देन यू अर्न गुड. मतलब अच्छा आई वुड से बहुत अच्छा मूव था यूट्यूब का ज्वेल्स. देखिए क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी को बढ़ा दिया. एड रेव जो रहता है ना वो बहुत कम है. अगर आप बाहर की कंट्री से कंपेयर करोगे ना हमारे अपने को इंडिया में जो एड रेव मिलता है बहुत कम है, बहुत कम है. अगर आपकी ऑडियंस बाहर की है ना यूएस वगैरह में या कहीं भी इंटरनेशनल उनका एड रेव बहुत ज्यादा है. इधर इंडिया में बहुत कम है. बट ये ज्वेल्स के थ्रू इट डिड हेल्प अ लॉट. मतलब मेरे को भी मेरे रेवेन्यू में ड्रास्टिक चेंज दिखा ज्वेल्स की वजह से. तो ज्वेल्स बेचते रहो. Congratulations for 2.5 million, Rajiv bhai. Thank you for the 40 euro means a lot, Rajiv.
They got a second
चलो
place.
let's go, let's go.
Just enough to get to those finals to
Players आगे.
qualify, and then really see a much different team in those finals this weekend.
Congratulations for 2.5 million. Thank you, bro. Lot.
That consistency that we saw towards the second half of the day for Nongshim Red Force will be one team that ended up
तुमको गेमिंग हाउस की
surprising us
फनी
a lot.
कहानी बताऊं क्या?
They were able to change again. Was an Indian
अमन
team.
भाई जब
For
ये
Group A, we saw it with OG. For Group B,
कोई
we saw
बोल
it
रहा
with Godlike. I know Kalari's got a chance to talk with one of the players from Godlike, so let's send it over to them.
ओ रुको इंटरव्यू है.
Hi, Kalaris here at PMWC for
Let's go,
EWC
Mino.
26. We're in day number 2 of Group B here, live from Paris, and I've got
Chal,
Mino
Mino.
here from Godlight to talk about some of the results from yesterday.
Ye de
as well as
interview.
how things have been going overall. So thank you for joining me here, Amino. To start things off, looking at the results from yesterday, bit of a rougher start, but then guys gained some traction towards the end of the day. Can you talk to me about the day as a whole and what you thought about?
Actually, in the beginning, we tried to do some experiments, like we tried to take drop clashes and a little bit more kind of stuff that we already planned. But that didn't work in our favor, so we tried to stick on our basics and try to go to a random drop and gather loot and everything and play a decent game. And that worked in our favor, and we performed well after the first 3 matches.
So, also, it's basically your first international tournament, right? As Godlike being able to play here on the stage in
आरू भी
Paris.
अच्छा दिया, एडमिनो भी अच्छा दिया, पावर भी अच्छा इंटरव्यू, सब अच्छा इंटरव्यू दे.
Hey, what's Paris been like?
Pair's kind of good, but we haven't gone out yet because we have a tournament that we have to practice that we didn't get the device earlier, so we need to set our device. And after that, if we qualify from here, we will try to explore Paris a little bit because we'll be having some off days for sure. And our team is fully pumped because it doesn't matter for us like, who is playing against us and like that. We all have in our mind that we are best and we will perform good.
A big fight back for Godlike today.
For sure.
Thank you very much, Amina, for joining me here.
W कर दो इंटरव्यू के लिए W कर दो इंटरव्यू के लिए लड़के के इंटरव्यू के लिए W कर दो
But important start from that team considering they are currently in 5th place.
3 मिलियन सबको लगाओ PMWC होने तक
international
इनसे मैं जाके तो 178 3 मिलियन बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा रे
They're not looking to do those hot drops
बहुत ज्यादा
anymore,
हो
which
जाएगा
I'm
भाई
happy
3 मिलियन
about.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. There was two issues for the Indian teams, Orangutan being too passive and Godlike going for the hot drops. They changed it. They didn't go for it anymore. This is a great
big
change
fan
for
from
North
Northeast India brother Arunachal
Let's
Pradesh
see how you're
Ken
going to be doing.
Bomb
Once
thank you
again,
for the
just to redeem
100
myself before we send it over to the stage. Here we go.
ज्वेल जाने दो
Ah, so close, but let's send it over to Barney and Luti.
हे पपरा पपरा ए उम्मत रा ये चलो चलो एंट्री चालू एंट्री मतलब इस बार एंट्री नहीं है सेकंड डे तो डायरेक्ट सीधा सेटअप पे दिखाएंगे चलो गणपति बप्पा मोरया अपनी जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं मेक श्योर लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कैन वी हिट 2.5 मिलियन 2000 सब्स 1000 सब्स स्टोरी बताऊंगा
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue. Yesterday was the day of records. Today, we'll find out who will get to the final and who will get.
Right, today the reality is that dreams will end, and so that's the nature of this competition. But I can guarantee you that none of these teams will go down without a fight.
Yeah, Bunny, we've seen it before. Like, it's always the same. You can just anything can change in just a few good or bad games.
That's right. So whether you are at home or right here in the Port de Versailles, in the heart of Paris, it is time to see who will rise above the rest and continue their journey in the PMWC. Starting with Esports.
TG Project.
ETSH Esports.
ओ A7 के लिए भी तो आज कमबैक डे होना होगा A7 भी तो चोक कर रही ज्वेल फेस तरह
Nongshim Red Force.
इसे खेलना होगा हाँ ना यार इसे तो खेलना होगा रोंडो में तो एग्रेसिव है चल बाहर मिलो
Kianba.
बफर हो रहा है स्ट्रीम में चेक कर दो एंट्री देख के चेक अपनी टीम की एंट्री देख के चेक कर दो
Hustler Crew.
Alpha 7.
अरे डांसर है बंदा डांस नहीं किया
Godlike Esports.
गणपति बप्पा मोरया लेट्स गो बॉयज योवाना कोच चलो आंदो
721 GS Esports.
नहीं गाइस कोई बफर नहीं है मेरे साइड से एकदम
Team Vitality.
मेरे साइड से बफर नहीं है भाई
S2G Esports.
जय श्री राम दिव्यांश थैंक यू तो 179 अरे
And finally, your defending PMWC champs, Yangon Galacticos! Nous y voici. After just 6 games, the top 5 will make it into the finals. Some will survive, and the bottom 3 will
let's go, GMD.
To the crusher.
The level of competition on this stage is staggering. This isn't luck, it's instinct, it's preparation, and it's synergy.
Let's
it's
go, boys.
time for Group B to come to a close. Let's find out who has what it takes.
Thank God Amazon दोनों टीचर आप कब
16 teams
बैक कर रहे हो? दूसरे गेम में प्लान है.
on the
Can boom
sidelines
thank you
for a
100.
chance to shine. Players who are hungry to make a statement.
Vikrant
on the
ban दे दे Royal को.
grid.
W Vikrant W.
It is time to introduce our team, ETSH Esports, Alpha 7 Esports,
वापस?
Team Vitality.
वापस क्यों दिखा रहा है?
And finally, your defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos!
Day 3 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026.
Rewind दे रहे हैं basically.
Right now.
Back-to-back
Epic moment.
blows taken their way. Vitality trying to win
Epic
out
moment
versus
now,
Nongshin Red Fourth. Yangon left with just smile, but that might turn into a frown if they can get the angle onto him.
ये chat stuck हो गई.
Top side. He's doing good work here.
Chat stuck हो गई पता है? Happy Mona ने चीचा. Thank you Sonu bhai. Thank you to 179 Ninja Lord.
Gets it. A 1v4 essentially for Smile. Sleepy with a warning shot. The ball
भाई आज
comes
chat
back.
stuck हो गई रे.
What is engagement as Vitality look to hold on? No.
JMD का मतलब क्या? जय माता दी भाई.
Last left alive here, an incredible player on 9 elims this game. It's a hard fight though, a 1 versus 2. Molotov goes long, he runs straight into it though, keeps backing off into the nade. It might be lights out for Axel soon.
अब चल रही है chat चल रही है.
Oh, the nade to do it as Hora. They lay claim to the second chicken.
Like करो boys, जितने लोग देख रहे हैं, make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh, we got the Alpha 7.
2.51 million के बहुत करीब है बस.
But let's see if Alpha 7 can bring the thunder on the close quarters engagement. Goodbye, Milu, as Tiamba get hit by the front of the vehicle.
10 पॉइंट चाहिए रे लड़कों कैसे भी.
Coming out from A7.
जो भी है 10 के ऊपर ही चाहिए, 10 के नीचे कुछ नहीं चाहिए अपने को पहला मैच.
Ooh, and that's exactly what's happening. Another can of Yunbin down south with that P90, and that is it. It's a back-to-back chicken dinner on the side of Nongshin Red Force.
And make sure to hit the like and subscribe boys. मैच चालू होने के पहले 100 के लाइक्स होते हैं. पहले मैच में 100 के लाइक्स कर दो. My DP men SNAX. Bottle on podium. Ganpati Bappa Moria. Thank you so much yaar. Thank you to 179 pod.
Beating a two-day performance from Group A. What a shutdown. 108 points in 6 matches.
Let's go.
Oh yes.
Chalo.
Another day
How's the
of
Josh, boys?
competition here as things get loud.
How's the Josh?
In the building right next to me, and of course it's me, Jackie Powers, in the commentary booth, and we're going to be getting loose and waxing lyrical today just because we get some more teams popping off with some big plays here in PUBG Mobile.
Oh, and man, talking about big plays, yesterday was
अपनी पब्लिक जो भी वहाँ पे है पेरिस में क्राउड में
That's the only word I can say. The question is who's getting second place today, right? Yeah, who's getting second place? Who's getting into the top 5? Because you want to punch that ticket straight to the finals. No messing around today.
जिस भी गॉड में आप बिलीव करते हो प्रे करो लड़कों के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट डे है भाई.
You know,
it's a very important day, boys.
Group A, right? We were
चाहिए
thinking,
आज.
wow, we're being
पहला मैच बहुत
spoiled
important
for
है.
some of the runs we're seeing for these teams. The points we're
रोंडो में चाहिए
accumulating
लड़कों.
in such a short space
Last
of time.
time रोंडो में अपनी फाइट हुई थी होरा की पास में S2G थी.
What was going on yesterday, man?
Dude, I mean, it's like everything went just in a wild situation. We had a world
सुंदर लग रहे.
record
Thank you bro. सोया नहीं हो रहे.
every single circle the entire day. And then even with a 39-point game in day 1,
They're using
team that's
honor.
at the top of the
Honor
leaderboards
पे
here.
इसका
It's
कौन सा
just
specific
unreal.
point याद
The way I
नहीं
can
है.
say it is like, what else? I mean, what else could you possibly ask for?
What more could we want?
Five finger रे. और ये नॉर्थ वाले तो सारे 5 फिंगर. नहीं एक बंदा
fundamentally from the points
दो बंदों को छोड़
get
के.
out of the game, but we were pushing the limits.
Literally.
Five finger बहुत
I
game
mean,
है.
it's so crazy to see a team. 4 Thrives in Group A did so well. Right?
Yeah.
They topped the tables and they almost got passed up in points in just one single day. Right? So we're going into day 2 here. A lot
Nitish
of
bhai, GMS खेल रहे हैं लड़के.
prayers.
Thank you for
Really make sure you are locked in, meditate, and focus.
Guys, Jewels भेजो.
because,
Good luck. Jewels भेजो.
getting into that grand finals here and now is so critical because of point sponges. we're going to see most likely
Story
some
बताओ ना,
monster
Jewels वाली, ये
squads
match
in
के
that
बाद बताओ,
survival stage.
याद दिलाना.
Oh, we are indeed.
Love to listen you in your Telugu slang by 1 minute Telugu से बात करो, love to मेरा. विनय भाई अभी match की बात करते हैं, thank you the 100.
Fight for the survival stage, have a chance to make it to finals. Our teams that are crowned strong enough will go right through here from Group B, joining some of the best from Group A.
चल लड़के,
And again,
क्या बोल रहे हैं,
Jukes
किसको
will
बोल रहे हैं?
crush those keys and say bye-bye
बातें कर रहे हैं
to the
आपस में.
last ones.
Ooh, yeah, 3 teams going home today. So you gotta make sure that you put everything on the line.
W कर दो लड़को.
But it's time.
चालू का मैच, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Here we go. Match
Come on,
number
boys.
1 of the second
Hit
and
that like
last day
button.
of Group B and our group stage. Let's get it going.
Is that all we got, Paris? Can we get a little bit louder than that?
Let's go.
There we go. Get fired. Live from EWC 26 for PMWC.
Important है रे, पहला drop fight बहुत important है. ये match बहुत crucial है यार.
And it's none
Fingers
other
crossed.
than Rondo. All I know is that now I just want to see stadium finishes every single day going forward.
SNAX पे कम से कम
But
5
I don't
team
think we're going to see that here. I don't even know if we'll ever
proper
see
game का देना इस
a
बार तो.
39-point game.
वैसे छोटा map है.
Right? But
नहीं छोटा मैच नहीं है ना.
that was history.
Crazy.
That was history. But
बड़ा
let's
है
see
ना.
what's going to happen here now. Teams are starting to pop out. I wonder which squads did their homework, because in Group A we
छोटा
saw
map
some
नहीं है
squads find those recall players, take some teams out early, right? So I wonder if we're going to see that here. I wonder what's on the mindset of Team Vitality today, because they're locked, right? They're going to the grand finals. Today could be a great day for them to make some tweaks, some adjustments, even take some risks, right? Like, hey, this is our weakness. Let's work on it here and now, so that way we're prepped, ready, so we can get that big $1.7 million prize pool in the finals.
For some of our sides that struggled yesterday,
नहीं है, but stadium है क्या?
even more. We're straight into it with a classic battle. Neox starts us off as the shots are coming through. Swinging the blade immediately there, mate.
Obscure knifing some players here. Alpha 7 a team. Everybody's got
stadium
their
के
eyes
पास
on the
चल,
day. We
test
got
track में है
the
अपन.
Wolves who were able in the
Test track
final
में ये
games
एक corner
yesterday
पे अपन,
to
अच्छा है.
push themselves out of that bottom 3.
Test track में ये
Now
थोड़ा
they're
corner पे
facing
उतरा अपन.
Titans in this lobby. You got ETSH. That's a squad that needs to put
भाई क्या
something
पसंद
in
है
here.
बे?
Now you got EA as well. Spikes
देख रहेगा.
happening all over the place, and they got to happen here pretty quickly because this is a very southern circle effect. Barely getting those shots through that little tiny angle, but oh, that one was a good one. Effect making it happen here with the S12K 1v2.
इनका बफर हो रहा है मेरे साइड से नहीं है गाइस. स्ट्रीम बंद करके चालू करो, सही हो जाएगा.
The arena.
जिनका भी बफर हो रहा है.
Struggle starts there on the drop in towards Neox, looking to get that early point.
लेकिन अपन लूट अच्छी करके थोड़ा क्लोजिंग करेंगे फिर टेस्ट ट्रैक के अंदर.
TT happy to take those duels quite comfortably. 3 Elim points to start us off. Obviously Rondo's Rondo, so don't worry, there'll be a lot more action yet to come.
Oh yeah, non-stop action here. You can see 721GS getting a knock there onto ETSH.
Nice,
That's actually
Tommy.
a very important
Nice,
fight here.
Tommy. Let's
wow,
go.
There we go. Fahita
Come on, boys.
turning
Take it
up the
forward,
heat,
बहुत crucial है. Let's go,
making us
boys.
proud.
W
You
सौ
see
में.
down on the
W
bottom
कर दो
left,
chat में.
Alpha 7 crowd. Oh, we so excited for the year. They're not too far away from that top 5. Here could definitely put them in a good
ये
spot.
DP चला रहा. DP की आवाज
Meanwhile,
से
you got
कानों में
Nasser.
सुकून मिला रहे.
He's got 12K in hand. He is ready for it. Oh, he's in the wide open, though. He's got to be careful. Never mind. Rehan said, let's go find another angle.
Admino, let's go. डब्बा Admino. डब्बा डाल दे.
Oh, swing out
Let's go.
quick as well.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Off ankle play for Fajita, seeing if he can do too much more from this. They're going to try and bait him in, close the door and keep him guessing. Rest of the squad going down in the meanwhile, though. Oh, Jukes! The bouncing headshot. Hello.
That's what I'm talking about. Jumping and from the top ropes, able to hit
But
that
अपन
shot
closing किया, अपन
and
अब third
save
party
his shot. So 721GS should be able to get a
आराम से boys, आराम से
full
तीनों एकदम
reset
साथ में
here.
एकदम अच्छे से.
ETSH quick on that recall, their recall player.
Good
not
decision
messing
था H पे
around.
उतर के लूट के आके मारने का.
But
एकदम
we're going to see these teams really
Perfect
get
decision.
set
Let's go.
up and good to go.
2 kill आए और 2-3 kill लेके निकलना है यहाँ से.
Single player up.
Minimum और 3 kill चाहिए अपने को यहाँ
Time
से.
here
और
to
3
get
kill चाहिए.
that recall in.
Yeah, the Yangon crew.
SUG का एक बंदा जो बैठा है ना,
Far
दर्द ना
out,
दे दे.
all the way over towards Hora.
Oh,
Can't really get to the recall either, bro.
Yeah,
Wolf
that's
है,
why I was
A7
wondering, I was
है
like,
इधर.
where is he? And it looks like that's
What
actually
team
something
है?
we should actually take a look at, because Romeo is going
आराम
to
से
be
boys,
heading
let's go.
towards TT
होगा.
Project Niaz to try and get his recall in for his team. And that would be a devastating loss for Young Galacticos to go out right here, considering that they're right when that cutoff takes place.
Yeah, didn't have the best run in some of the matches, so if this is the way they start things off, it could be very uncomfortable. We'll give you the context of that one in the meantime. time into the rotation for Romeo. Like you said, that he was in position to try and defend against that recall. Could be awkward. We'll stick with the fight we got here, though. Vitality. The Kings yesterday. But can they keep it up right now? Clash versus Dopeness, back and forth. Axel going down as well. Already removed. Oh, this is not what you want.
KNG running wide out in the open there, getting that shot very, very nice on the Dopeness. And that is how you get it done. Now, it does look that he saw TT Project there. He ends up going most likely all the way down to Long Ho. And he should be able to get that res for his squad. The circle is on the south side here. We got Nongshim Red Force all the way in the north. They're finally starting to settle down a little bit. Actually, never mind. It's the Wolves versus Alpha 7.
Nice admin on W. By the way, दो बंदे अपने गाड़ी लेके डायरेक्ट स्लैम किए एडमिन ऊपर समझ दे रहा है छत से आगे बाकी दो बंदे भी बॉयज आराम से
waiting for someone to cross. Oh,
आराम
here
से
comes Light.
आराम से बॉयज नाइस टॉमे चुम्मा ले ले भाई
Up close to Burnstall, they're taking the
बगल
fight
कैजुअलिटी
to
की क्लीन
Alpha
स्वीप
7
करते
as
70
well.
जीएस के भी किल मिलेंगे 70 जीएस थर्ड पार्टी करने रेडी
Squads simultaneously.
कम ऑन बॉयज यू गाइस गॉट दिस
It'll be a great start for Godlike to get some early energy into today's games.
I had Somen और सोमेन चल इसकी तो बात कर रहा था सोमे कल में
Catching him off.
चल सोमे आराम से सोमे आराम से
In a 1v2 situation, it's got like too strong to defeat, and they are looking to be the kings of Neox Factory.
S2G का एक ही बंदा बचा है S2G
Oh,
7-2
fired up as well, dude. From one fight to the next.
He's like, what's that over there?
अरे यार उस साइड चला जाता ना नेट बाहर आता
What's over there behind that tree? Huh?
बढ़िया नेट बाहर आएगा मिनो आराम से मिनो छत पे तनाव को
Is he had the arm to get him?
आराम से बाहर आएगा वो
That looks good.
बाहर आएगा
That's a little short.
नाइस
Runs out in the open, man.
Let's go shake it कोई दिक्कत नहीं मिनो कोई दिक्कत नहीं बैकअप देने छत पे रुका था कोई सीन नहीं मिनो
Fired up today.
चलो बॉयज सोमे पावर दिखाओ मार के आगे साल्ट करो
Solid points. That's 6
निकालो
on the side of
S2G के भी किल
Godlike.
निकालो
That puts them
7-1 के भी
in a
निकालो
good, solid position in 5th place. And this is the
चार
thing,
में
if
से दो मारने हैं, चलो
Godlike
लड़को
win this game,
6 किल करो
what is that going to look like for these leaderboards? That's going to be a massive gap between 5th and 6th place.
That's the thing, the artificial barrier right
W करो chat में
now. It's very fine margin. So many point vacuums on towards the top spots.
कंपोजर रखना है ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं रहना है 50 स्टार्ट मिला लेट्स गो
To bolster their points. Could change the flow of things. That's Romeo. Yangon Galacticos obviously went down very early.
मिनो को रिकॉल को भी वहीं पे भेजेंगे क्या वापस थोड़ा ज्यादा रिस्की हो जाएगा ना मिनो मान्या साथ में के लिए दोनों मारे टाइम में थर्ड करने का चल मिनो चल करी पावर और सोमे चल चलो थर्ड मारो
Rihan getting that thirst. Yes, indeed, and you can see Masco got that heal off and shuts him down. That is how you do it there. So 7-2-1, making it happen. But you know what else? You guys can make it happen in game with the lucky spin that's coming out, guys. Make sure you guys get in there, hit that draw, and you can get some of those insane PMWC tournaments. Meanwhile, 7-2-1 gets a nice knock there on the S-Power. Godlike really looking to shut this fight down. It's a 1v2 situation.
Beautiful scene so far. Damage back to S-Power, but can the squad still save it? Ooh, quick shot shoots. Got to throw the clip.
Let's go!
He was slick enough to mantle. He gets the shot off.
That had to be an accident right there. I'm sure he had his jump and climb split buttons. Sometimes we have to mine it. Get just a little too close. You get that animation, jump it up, and you know he was just like,
So exposed. No
chance.
Oh, it's so tough. But you know what? That is great on the side of Godlike. So they take full advantage of it. Now we're seeing the zone pop dead center here as TT Project.
Come on, boys. Up to this position,
his teammate there. There you go. He's moving off the hill. Effect. Knocking down Aura here.
Let's go, boys.
Jiggle does have an angle, but they should be able to get to
safety.
Oh, no fear, never mind. Yeah, no fear on the other end. He's going to go ahead and get his revenge for his teammate there and take out 2 on the side of TT Project.
Yeah, this is far more awkward now. Trapped back just on the rock side towards the coastline. Cooking the net. He wants to dash. Too shallow. A few more left in the infantry that try and hold these defense. But they're the ones that are at panic stations. Aura waiting for the opportunity to strike. F is so low off the engage. Effect though reels them in. He's looking for the flush on it as well.
Oh no, but he jumps down into the
डरा दिया अबे
water.
सोमे ने सामने वाले
That
को
actually could be what
बंदा
that
वॉल्ट कर गया।
he's going to climb that hill.
ये लॉबी में बंदे ऐसे गलती करना मतलब सामने वाले को डरा दिया उसने।
Here we go. Now they have two different angles they can actually fight.
वॉल्ट कर गया उसके मुंह पे।
FBS says now I'm jumping down with my teammate. 2v1 situation.
लेकिन तो चढ़ रहे कॉन्फिडेंटली सामने वाले डर रहे भाई।
And now
Okay,
No
W.
Fear is at the advantage. Never
डर रहे
mind
पब्लिक
what's
अपने से लोग।
happening. Shots back and forth, but No Fear finally shuts him down.
A nail-biting fight on that one. They can at least recover. Still have 3 of their players alive for Hora as well.
Let's go.
Build off the back of this. That's 8 Elim points they've
अपने
racked
फोन में
up,
मैप की
leading
स्ट्रीम
the
भी लगा
lobby
लो।
right now.
नहीं रे वो सुपर चैट पढ़ने के लिए
That's
यूज
the
कर रहा
worst
हूँ।
case scenario for this lobby because that's really like the only slot that's available there for the finals, considering how well these other teams did. And Godlike are looking to close the door here nice and early, saying, you know what, if you want to try to get into the finals, you're going to need to win at least a couple games because we got such a point lead. And that is how you start it there. 8 eliminations,
Chalo,
full
chalo.
squad up. It's looking good for the side of
GMT
Godlike.
boys।
Oh, Romeo. Sky, run for your life.
Gira, gira,
Drive away. And it looks like he is going to barely escape that one.
Romeo, where for art thou, Romeo?
So
On the
no
bridge,
rotation
getting
flash.
Elim's, but that's where he is.
सोमे पे रिकॉल है वैसे तो अपने को डरने की
He
बात
was
नहीं है।
looking right at the sky there. And
मान्य
that
और
is
सौम्य पे
Aura.
recall है।
Now we're going to look at No Fear, Get Thirsted, Young Galacticos.
अपन ने ट्रेड फायर भी दिया है एनएस का बंदा भी लो हुआ है।
Actually get into this next game as the circle
बस मीनो और
shifts
पावर
up
नहीं
to the
मरना
north
चाहिए।
side now. They are in the blue. This is still stage 3. They
अपने
can
लिए
heal a
foreman
little bit of
बहुत
this
important
circle
है
for now, but it's
वो
time
sexy
to finally
zone,
find
bro.
out where that next spot's going to be.
ब्रो मां कसम यार भाई भाई पब्लिक यार बस स्प्रे करो यार।
It's been more uncomfortable for Hora.
एनएस मारी कहाँ से अपने
They
को
do
भाई
get away
पीछे
with only
कहाँ है
that
एनएस?
duo. This could potentially be an even more uncomfortable back over towards
जोन
the
के
zone.
सेंटर से
They're
मारी
gonna bypass
उनके
Alpha
सेंटर से
7.
मारी लॉन्ग रेंज लॉन्ग रेंज
Bravo jumps out the vehicle.
Pray
Good
करो
shot
यार
from
भाई प्रे
range.
करो यार भाई
Consistent
प्रे
with
करो
the
ये
ult to
गेम
shut down another one. And only Jiggle gets
8 किल
out.
ऑलरेडी मिल गए
9 Elims might be
चिकन
where
का
they
गेम है
reach
जोन है
and end this
और
one.
किल मिलेंगे हाई किल गेम रह सकता है
Man, this
प्रे करो यार भाई
tournament
प्रे
has
करो
been
यार
so chaotic.
भाई प्रे करो
You want to avoid
प्यारा
the
जोन मिला है
survival
अपने को यार
stage at all costs. Yeah, it's 6 teams out of 16 moving on from that stage. Still, though, I mean, you do not want to be put in that situation. I'm talking to you, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, Team Vitality getting into it with 7-2-1 GS. They do end up having one player knocked.
Let's go.
Team Vitality strong yesterday.
ठीक है कोई सीन नहीं वाइटलिटी का
early
इनको
here.
क्या ही
They
फर्क
get
पड़ता है
4
क्वालिफाइड है
eliminations, but they can do whatever the heck they want today.
Yeah, this is a quiet one for them. They've already done the hard part. Fair play though, mate. On the other side of the spectrum, right? Yes, Vitality
GMT
are
boys.
top dogs.
2.5 लाख
They're
लोग
out.
देख रहे हैं।
But look who's climbing up from the depths.
2.5
This is now
लाख लोग
11
देख रहे हैं।
eliminations they've picked up. Getting over the
उनका
safety
रिकॉर्ड
threshold so far.
277 किया था
Maintain
क्या हम
this.
पहले
You
मैच
could
में
save
ब्रेक
the
करने वाले
tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a perfect
ब्रेक तो अपने लड़कों ने कर दिया इस लॉबी में
GS. And
ड्रॉप फाइट में जो मारा है
in Rondo, right? The
Yep.
chance to
Jim Dilejo.
really make up for
Like करना
a
नहीं भूलना
bad
boys.
day one.
100
And they're
के
doing
likes की तरफ
it, right?
बढ़ते
I mean, double-digit eliminations.
100 के likes
Now
की
it's
तरफ बढ़ते
all
हुए।
about just getting into that end game. So I want to see them get themselves in a good, solid position and just focus up. Because
भाई
ETSA,
जिस भी गॉड में प्रे करते हो बिलीव
right?
करते हो
Dopeness have not done anything so far.
प्लीज
No, they really haven't. And Dopeness as well. You know, you're down to just
फुल
a
एकदम
solo.
जी जान से प्रे करो अपना
Sure, but it's been quiet outside of that. And that was the third fight that opened
Shot
things
मारा
up
भाई।
to allow them to collapse onto it. The replay here is when Dopeness lost a lot of their members up against Vitality.
नजर वाले इमोजी स्पैम मारो रे
Curious Jukes as well. I think mechanically yesterday we
नजर
saw
वाले
Alpha
इमोजी
7
स्पैम मारो
very good in terms of how they were approaching the game, but they never had any
सदन
luck
साइड
on their
क्लस्टर बहुत है
side.
अपने साइड है ना बैक
I mean,
साइड
this
अपना
is what I'm
ऑलमोस्ट
saying,
क्लियर रहेगा
you know,
एक आधी
looking
टीम
at
रहेगी
their
बस
numbers for the past
आजू बाजू तो
two
ऑब्वियसली टीम बहुत है अपने
tournaments, they were
तो
getting
छोटा
tons of
सर्कल रहेगी
eliminations and, like,
बट
zero
बैक अपना मेन
placement
वही है
points.
अपना
Very,
बैक
very
अच्छा
well
रहेगा तो
vetted.
क्लियर रहेगा तो
And so
बेटर
I want to see them get into finally some late games and show what they can do.
Yeah.
It's just been so difficult lately, especially when you have
बैक क्लियर है
teams just do something
पूरा
so
बैक क्लियर है डब्ल्यू पूरा सदन साइड है
It's
डब्ल्यू
wild
डब्ल्यू
to see what happened yesterday.
नो नजर
But today's a new day.
पूरा
Another team
back
that I want to
clear.
see make something happen is
सदन
Tianma,
साइड
right? I
क्लस्टर
expected
लड़ेंगे
a
लोग
lot from this
अच्छा
squad.
स्प्लिट भी अपने पे कंट्रोल
And
रखे
now they are still
अच्छा
very
स्प्रेड
far
आउट है
down the
ताकि
leaderboard.
कोई
Just
भी
pushing
रोटेशन
that
लंबी
circle
मार
to the
के
south side. Let's see
अपने
if
पे
they can
घुसे
make
ना
it up
जैसे कि
here in Rondo.
ETSH रोटेशन मार के आ सकती है अपने पास तो वो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए भी लड़के स्प्रेड आउट हैं। तो गुड वन। ऊपर से 8 के लिए सारे असॉल्टर कॉन्फिडेंट रहेंगे। ध्यान में आगे अपने क्लोज डिप में आके रुक जाएगी। ये फाइट अभी एंगेज नहीं होगी। अपनी फाइट तभी होगी अनलेस कोई रोटेशन मार के अपने पास आएगा, वरना ये सर्कल में भी अपनी कोई फाइट नहीं है। चिल
Especially considering that they game because of that recall, it took a long time. That's the way this game works. Sometimes those circles just shift and the fights happen in such a perfect way where you sneak your way into zone pretty clear. It doesn't happen often, so when it does,
अभी अगर कोई आएगा उल्टा सीधा रोटेशन मार के
it no better
लेफ्ट राइट घुमा के अफगानी रोटेशन तभी मार पाएंगे।
the game where you can
वरना अभी चिल है अपन शांत।
ये
points. It's all about those big finishes.
इयान भाभी अपना सेटल हो गए वहाँ पे।
Curious if there's a chance we get a bit of an extension into each other.
अगर मारेंगे भी अपन तो किसी को लॉन्ग रेंज ही मारेंगे।
Top of Smile. He's the one player that's fragmented off from the 1-3 split they've currently got going. SayCloud further out doing a bit of scouting as well. This is the establishing shot for Tiamba and Godlike. Godlike obviously far more set up with to work with on the back of the warehouses. Tiamba not so lucky.
लाइक करो चैट, सब्सक्राइब मारना नहीं भूलना। 2.52 मिलियन कर दो यार।
and hold it good.
2.52 मिलियन की तरह बढ़ते हुए।
Not a terrible spot in this next zone, not the best either. But this is
ADS में तो रखे। यार मैं पता है अपन ADS में रखे।
down in 12th place, 24 points, very uncharacteristic and unexpected at least from a lot of people here. You got QZZ, a superstar.
चारों को उल्टा सीधा भाग के
Really raising the gap. All it takes is for a lot of these teams, just one good situation where their backs against the wall and let their gun skills shine. And I mean, I would not be shocked.
2,65,000 लोग देख रहे हैं। बाप रे।
0 points right now. They can end up with 20 very easily here.
ये गेम में 2,65,000
72-1 GS as well. See if they can squeeze any more points out of this one. It's on to Alpha 7. Bit of a back and forth already. Ravo looking to close the gap as he drives by. Good control. Switching seats and hitting shots as he puts them down. And quite quickly, manhandles Dopeness. They do lose Carrillo though, so it will be a three-man squad for the A7.
What we needed to see from A7. 8 eliminations so far. You're right. Yeah, Carrillo did get taken out, but for 8 elims, that is the sacrifice that you got to be willing to take. But
आगे ऊपर में जाएंगे, जोन बनेगा ऊपर में तो वही डिप बनाना है, ये ड्रॉप मंगाना है ऊपर से, कवर वाले जगह बनानी है, जैसा टियान भाभी है ना, जगह बना के
Alpha 7.
देखते जोन कहाँ जाएगा।
वो
अपन ETSH को मारने के लिए रेडी है। मान्या निकालेगा एक, अगर एक भी ओपनिंग निकली अपनी तरफ से मान्या पक्का पुश करवाएगा।
Before the zone moves, you can see Ida took a few shots over the hustler crew, and that's the crunch in.
Just
so far. This is the problem, though, right? I mean, we were so hyped about Alpha 7. 9 eliminations. This is a great game, right?
मान्या अपना टियान भाभी को होल्ड करके रखा है।
Hunting down 5th place. Godlike have 8.
बाकी अपने 3 असॉल्टर उधर लगे पड़े।
Gap by 1 point so far.
F&O strategies. Choose ready-made strategies or customize your
पुश तो नहीं करेगी अपने पे, जो भी ये लोग भी अपना आगे आगे सेटल होंगे आगे टिप बना के, तो अपने लिए अच्छा है, बस ATSH को मारना है अपने को।
Especially if you see consistency from those top 5 teams, they're going to keep
अभी तक कोई भी
pushing that
नॉक नहीं आ रहे
that point threshold
ETSH का,
even further and
डैमेज का बार भी देख रहा हूँ मैं।
So for Alpha 7, if you want to catch up to top 5, yeah, the 10-point game isn't going to be enough. You're going to need a 20 to try and close that gap.
गैंगस्टर मारो।
We still are in this game with 3 players up. The problem is that Godlike is as well. So is every team that's really matters because vitality. No one catches that. They go out early. It's going to make things interesting.
72-1 GS going in on Alpha 7. They got an opening knock. They want to try and capitalize off their dukes. They've won rounds. That's one tag back over, but it doesn't look like it's going well from the elimination feed right now. This could be the downfall of Alpha 7.
Power देखो कुप पे दिखा, power मार दे, knock कर power.
There we go, remaining trying to hold on to it. This is the POV.
Power, knock
There we go. We got it now. You can see Guizao trying to get some shots out. But he gets
power need चाहिए, power need चाहिए.
Arena, they heard that fight.
Power need चाहिए. दोनों, let's go. Let's fucking go power.
And they definitely
2 किलो. कोई दिक्कत नहीं, power SUG से ना होगा, long range ना होगा.
Some of that action, we'll take some of that as well, and they take him out.
Clean up crew plays. Goodbye, E Arena. See you later.
Mino lovely.
Godlike have been battling versus
Lovely Mino, let's go.
It's all
Power को revive
kicking
देना है.
off around the zone.
ETS के 2 बंदे बचे बस.
2-1 GS. They thought they were cooking with gas.
एक अभी भी knocked है.
Silenced on the clap back there. Yangon
अपना power revive हो गया. Let's go. Power revive हो
trying to
गया.
get them to remember their name, Jukes. They got to say it with their chest.
और इन लोग let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Good. They're like,
आखिरी बचा ETS.
two teams.
आखिरी बचा ETS का 10 किलो के.
And unfortunately, one of their players gets knocked.
Let's go. आखिरी किलो अपने को मिला नहीं. STG को मिला. कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
Popping off on the top
अपना
side. They
पूरा clear
shut
हो गया
down
मसला.
ETSH. Big plays from Godlike.
चलो 10 किलो
As the
के. Let's go.
crowd starts to give them even more energy. Meanwhile, this encounter
चलो
between
boys, reset,
72
reset,
and
reset,
Yangon
reset.
Galacticos rages on. Arcs the nades in.
सदन क्लस्टर है पूरा अपना गेम है.
Here comes the boom.
Bang, bang,
Long range kill निकालो assaulter अभी.
71 GS getting
Come on, boys.
by Yangon Galacticos. Tough start for them, and now looking to finish strong. It's all up to Masco. And those nades are just inching closer and closer. He's got to hit some shots here to buy himself some time.
Let's go, boys. Let's
Zone
go.
shift as well, crunching in. It's still good for Godlike.
The crowd went nuts.
Come on, boys,
The
please.
second they saw that shit, they're like, that's what I'm talking
Please,
about.
man,
This is
please,
our game
please.
to win. And this is
Please,
worst
man,
case
please.
scenario, literally for the entire lobby, because that's the one team you didn't want to pop off, because that was the one
Right.
slot juicy available.
Bro.
But now it's looking like it's long gone. Let's see what Yangon Galacticos can do, though. They're going to start pushing up onto
Stacks
Masco.
spray karo, man.
And Masco, oh man, those plays, those shots too
Spray karo,
strong. No way he survives this. Yeah, he's a goner.
भाई प्रे कर रहा है.
Yangon Galacticos, slowly but surely, getting their head above water.
100,000 टाइम
Piecing
है
together some big
Tianba
plays,
against
but
Nichols.
Tianba, are they the squad that can clash and take this good
Lovely
location?
power.
Oh, Godlike!
Oh my fucking god, let's
Paris
fucking
Nate has
go.
other ideas, and
Overcommitting,
also
overcommitting.
steps up to the
ज़्यादा
plate.
नीचे नहीं जाना है.
Two of the Tianba
ज़्यादा
squad
नीचे नहीं
down
जाना है.
on the deck.
Come
This is
on.
the push in from me.
सोमे आराम से सोनो में.
Shotgun, low HP on Godlike, quick shots, but he can't quite find it. Panic station two, they're all going down.
S-Power is shutting down this monster squad. Said,
Let's
oh,
fucking
I hear
go.
you coming this way. Eat some of these nades, baby. And now QCZ
आगे bro,
stuck in the
international
blue zone.
lobby
He's just
आगे.
gonna go out here. He said, you know what? Deny the point, and Godlike looking unstoppable here in this match.
चलो Tianba भी मर गए.
More.
अब
The
जो भी है
energy in
नीचे.
the arena here
अब
in
जो भी है
Paris says
नीचे.
enough about the
Tianba भी मर
excitement
गए.
from the plays from Godlike.
Tianba भी मर
Like
गए.
you
Let's
said
go.
early,
क्या नेट
they're
डाले
all
यार
in the
माफ की
roost,
आंख.
gifted the angle to stay where they wanted to be with the zone, and Tianba was the only squad that
Sudden
tried to
cluster है
fight
पूरा.
them for it, and they failed.
Hey, you know what?
Come
Some
on, boys.
people can
Long
say
range
that's
kill
a
निकालने का
lucky
time आ गया.
shit, but,
STG से
Godlike,
बच के
they're
रहना है बस.
making their own luck here.
STG भी
Tianba
वैसे
pushed
अपना
up,
back
and they shut down.
बचाने के लिए पूरा वहीं देख रहे हैं STG.
Fast. Yangon Galacticos,
पूरा high
they're in
ground,
trouble
Nadan
here.
side
They're on
पूरा
that
अपना है.
side. They're outside of the
बाकी
zone.
चारों
They're
team
getting
नीचे,
beat
boys.
by
Time to get
everybody
some
down here.
kills. और
Now
kills
it's
दिलो.
up to Stay Cloud to
मारा
make
शायद
a
एक
play
बंदे ने
for
मारा
his team
आपने.
and try to get these reses. He's
बस
got
100 ने मारा.
smoke,
Let's fucking go.
but the zone is
Cross करने मत दे. 100
closing.
kill ले ले.
Yeah, Stay Cloud's going to be the only one up left.
क्रॉस करने मत दो में चल.
Low in HP in a horrible position.
And here comes Blue. And bye-bye.
चल 100
Get
में.
yourself up to it. Unless there's a hero play to be made, it'd have to be something miraculous.
Oh.
I mean, they've got a divot off the
Left
back of
did,
the
yeah.
damage to the terrain. He
कोई
could
सीन
save
नहीं, कोई सीन नहीं.
Romeo
Split
with at
अपना
least
दो
not
इधर, दो
Red
उधर.
Force attention right
पूरा
now.
हायर
Not
ग्राउंड
being
स्प्लिट करके
asked
रखे.
by
पूरा
Godlike.
रिच लेके बैठे हुए.
I mean, Dukes,
पूरा
it's
रिच
better
लेके
than
बैठे हुए
going
अपन.
out.
Got him up, and that does deny the point at least. So if they go down the blue zone, then they're going to deny it here. Romeo inching up little by little is going to try to make a play, though. Here he goes. Throws
Somme,
it in,
lovely.
gets knocked there. And so
Somme, lovely.
said,
डब्बा
yeah,
डाला क्या
no, I'm
Somme?
getting that confirmation. I need those points.
चाहिए चाहिए 100 में डब्बा डाल दे चल.
Just say Cloud left
अरे
there.
यार भाई जी का बंदा किल ना ले अपना.
He's still got a ton of utility left to work with as he throws in that nade. Zone eating
Why
away
not?
at him. I mean,
Maybe
it's good
that's
chip
sweet.
damage, and it's even making it more
Some
enticing
power
for
man.
Godlike to take pot shots out of. He's just trying to buy time to live out.
किल मिलेगा मेरे
Use
को लग
that
रहा.
heal strat to maybe even get a
Kill
little bit
मिलेगा
of
लग
extra
रहा.
placement. The problem is though,
Kill
that
मिलेगा
second
लग
the
रहा.
zone pops in 5 seconds, he's gone. So let's see. Can he even get that
Come
heal
on,
off?
come on, come on, यार.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Yeah, so his play zone is going to take out Yangon Galacticos
बढ़िया
there.
बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया सही जगह
That's
नॉक
some Red
ले.
Force
अरे क्या
on the team
कॉन्सेप्ट में
holding
आप
the
कह रहे
south
हो
side,
मैं?
but Godlike are just spreading their wings
STG से बच के
here,
boys, STG की
saying,
धीरे-धीरे
"It's
आ रही,
time
मानिया
to
power
do
आराम
all
से."
these eliminations. Let's shut down this game in some
Come on boys,
beautiful
13
fashion.
fucking kills. Let's go. अरे रैप दे दिया रे.
How far can they take it?
रैप दे दिया. चल मीनो.
Whatever approach to things from STG
zone मत
on
आने
this
मीनो
one.
इनको.
Non-shit, playing it smart.
Zone मत आने
playing
मीनो.
their cards close to their chest. But they've suffered a fair bit of damage off the back of being pinned
चल
into
100 में
this
मीनो का
position,
इधर
being
split है,
shot at
मानिया
from
और
two
power का उधर
angles.
split है.
Whereas Godlike
दो करके पूरे हर जगह दोनों टीम को संभाल रहे.
I mean, they got a baker's dozen already. They're
चल
looking
मार्कियान
real
15
good.
किल का चिकन चल.
Eliminations. And
Let's
look at
fucking
this.
go.
Finding those
3 lakh
tight
लोग.
angles, tight peaks.
Oh
They
my
know this
God.
game's in the back here. It's literally Godlike's game to lose.
Oh
Let's
my
see if they can close it out,
God.
though. That's always going to be the question.
3,07,000 लोग.
Oh, Nongshimmer there. They
Oh
are toast.
my
They're
God.
pushing out in the wide open. No smokes available.
चलो चलो गेम पे ध्यान
And
देना
man,
पड़े.
they just get
Calvino.
deleted. Godlike soaking up all these eliminations. If you're Nongshimmer Bedford, honestly,
मार.
it's really interesting to see them kind of go for this strategy here.
चल लड़के S2G
As
को भी
they're gonna
मार.
be feeding a lot of points on the side of Godlike. And that is
दे उसको भी किल ले.
16 on the day. Then Group B's rondos have just been ridiculous.
तीनों स्टार्टर को देखो, एक 6 किल, एक 5 किल, एक 5 किल. चलो 4v3.
Some crazy
Sorry,
games.
4v4.
As you'd expect, Nonshin, they had no pathway
4v4
back
boys.
here
Come
to
on,
try and
come on.
fight the
सबसे
contest
crucial.
of this game. So the
वो
last
4
round
एक्स्ट्रा
falls.
प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट चाहिए
This is
चिकन
what
पे, जो
it
मेरे
comes
10
down to.
प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट.
STG
सेकंड
versus
नहीं आना है
Godlike.
अपने को.
They're a bit of
चलो
scouting play. They found
चिकन
this
चाहिए
duo.
इंडिया के लिए
Vanir up towards the
4v4.
top side.
मान्या पावर को देखते हुए लोग
collapse
चल
on
रहे.
it.
पावर एक
Lost goes
16
in quick. S Power cooking the nade. Good
आराम
chip
से
damage from
मान्या.
Mania. Switches
आराम
to
से
the
मान्या, आराम से
shotgun.
मान्या.
Makes
नेट डाल
the
पावर
nade.
एक 16
He
नेट.
wants to fire the nade from S Power once again. Is a delight for this roster.
Right
As
angle,
they
right
are
angle.
sending reverberations throughout the Qiddiya scene.
सोल
Great.
कैसे बच गए?
Bringing the
What?
heat down on S2G.
आखिरी है, पावर आखिरी है,
S-Power
बोल
is
डाल.
just insane.
पावर
He's
यहाँ
been
आखिरी है,
throwing
कराएंगे नीचे.
heat-seeking missiles
आराम से
all
मानिया, आराम से,
game
आराम से
long
मानिया.
and opening the
मार.
fire for his team. A full 4v4.
Let's
S2G
go.
trying to catch a couple of their players off guard, but it's S-Power, baby. You can't shut them down that easy.
इंडिया
You
ये
can't stop
खेलता है
S
इंडिया.
Power. And
ये
you
टीम
cannot
इंडिया है ब्रो.
silence Godlike in
ये
this
टीम
moment.
इंडिया है.
Anamino for the closing.
ये टीम इंडिया है.
As Godlike
Let's
take
go.
this chicken dinner with ease.
That is how you do it here, folks. And you can see the look on their faces saying, make some noise, Bears. It's Godlike's time to shine.
भाई थैंक यू सो मच यार भाई.
The energy of this
Thank
arena
you
says
so much,
enough
mate.
about the excitement of the players.
Thank you fucking much
They
भाई.
deserve every bit of
Thank you
celebration
so
they're
much,
getting,
mate.
Duke.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you
I mean,
so
this was
much,
that
yaar, bhai.
one slot that looked like it was available.
Thank
The
you
top
so
four
much,
looking
Some, Manya,
very
Power,
far
Edwino.
away, very out of reach. But Godlike said, you know what? Right here and right now.
माँ
This
कसम भाई.
top
Fucking
now.
much भाई.
At the same time, there's still
Love you
games
guys.
left
Super
here,
fucking
right?
proud.
You gotta have put up consistent points, but if those top five do that,
Super
they
fucking
just
proud.
need
जाओ हर एक बंदा ये पूरे मैच की एडिट बना के दिखाओ इंडियन टीम क्या करती है, कैसी गन पावर है, क्या है अपनी मेंटालिटी, कैसे प्लेयर है, क्या फायर अपन रखते हैं. माकिया इतने सालों से बेइज्जती खाए हैं. गेम बैन था तब से सिर्फ बेइज्जती खा रहे हैं. अभी देखो ना, अभी लेवल देखो अपनी टीम का भाई. ये देखो इतना ये सर्किट में नहीं खेल के क्या पोटेंशियल रखते हैं, एक बार देखो यार. अगर रेगुलर खेलने मिल जाएगा ना भाई, और जिस हिसाब से खेल रहे ना भाई भाई माँ कसम यार भाई, क्या बोलूं भाई, सही में वर्ड्स
both days, and look at that. I
I mean the Lord,
they
भाई.
just basically said, "Hey, bring it, baby."
ये मैं आज यहाँ पे बैठ के देख रहा हूँ.
Try catching us now.
इतना प्राउड फील हो रहा ना भाई, इतना प्राउड फील हो रहा ना.
Everyone's blowing up. You can hear the
माँ
excitement,
कसम भाई.
bro. It's insane the energy we've got here
भाई.
right now at EWC, and it's a spectacle
मैं शिवर हो रहा हूँ
to
यार.
behold.
मैं शिवर हो रहा हूँ भाई.
To what was an explosive day
मैं
yesterday.
genuine शिवर हो रहा हूँ रे.
Unexpected results, crazy circles. And then
Genuinely
it starts to
shivering
run
हो रहा है
back
भाई.
all over again.
Oh, that is how you do
भाई.
it right there, guys. Let's get it going here. We got some more action
Team India है
coming
बाबू.
up in just a bit.
टीम इंडिया है, ये टीम इंडिया है ब्रो. हक से छाती छोड़
EWC 26, we have many activities that
छाती
we can do
चौड़ी करके
before the
बोलो
games.
ओजी और इंडिया का झंडा लेके आ गए इंटरनेशनल स्टेज पे.
So let's see, maybe we can go in and give him.
अब हम वो टीम नहीं रहेगी जहाँ पे लिस्ट बनेगी टूर्नामेंट चालू होने के पहले लोग बोलेंगे कि ये लोग फाइनल भी क्वालिफाई नहीं करेंगे. जहाँ पे हमारा फ्लैग वो एकदम बॉटम पे रखते थे ना, आज ओजी और गॉडलाइक की वजह से वो फ्लैग है ना कंटेंशन में आएगा भाई. वो फ्लैग है ना भाई कंटेंशन में आएगा इन दोनों की वजह से भाई. इन 8 लड़कों की वजह से साला आज शिवर हो रहा है भाई. इतना प्राउड फील हो रहा ना, सोचा नहीं रहे कि ये ये मूवमेंट देखने मिलेगा। सपना लगता था यार, कब करेंगे कब करेंगे कब करेंगे कब करेंगे, आज भाई रियल में देख रहा हूँ रे। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है भाई, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है भाई, बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा लग रहा है।
Come on. Mr. 7WG in the court. Yeah, the granny shot from behind.
भाई आप टीम का गन पावर देखो यार, आप टीम का गन पावर देखो। अगर आपको
More PMWC at EWC 26.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
I had to steal it from Alpha 7 because Godlike, my goodness, what a performance we just saw out of that squad, controlling the North and absolutely smacking everybody.
Yes, this is what we wanted to see from them. Let's go. Some really, really good stuff, right, Max? I mean, we just saw so much from this team. The 2-2 split, we were talking about this, a really nice 2-2 split coming on through there. Really good stuff coming in. I want to say STG did make the right call going for the duo on the North because it was the high ground, it was cut off, but sending an extra player from Godlike up to there to defeat, to defend, to get those nades, some excellent nades coming in from them. A very well-deserved win coming in from Godlike.
I mean, in particular, when talking about grenades, Some, oh my goodness, some of the fights he was taking inside of Neox factory, he put a nade like literally on 2 extra floors up in that building, and he just gets it on that player up there. It was incredible stuff from Some, Admino too. No eliminations coming out from Manya, but he was like the RTS master, just putting his troops where they need to be to get that chicken dinner. So great IGLing, great fragging power, and of course they're getting a total of 20 elims on a rondo. Oh my goodness, they're here to play.
Impressive stuff there out of Godlike. You might be wondering, why are we comparing them with 7-1 GS? Because this squad needed to make sure they got out of the bottom 3, and they were able to do just that, Lace.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly understanding the assignment today. They had a 1 average point day yesterday. So, you know, this is clear. This is clear that they had to do this. They cleared that eastern side, transitioned smoothly into the middle of zone with 8 eliminations. No team casualties is a massive turnaround for this team. Then, to cut the head of the snake, taking down Vitality is a huge power play. And I mean, this was a crucial 15 eliminations that they added to their tally to put them at 11th spot.
Yeah, that's going to be a massive push. They started the day in 15th place. A team that needs those points. Godlike as well. With this, Godlike moving even closer and closer to the finals as we take a look at the match ranking here. Hora Esports, I mean, we'll get a chance to talk about Yangon Galacticos in a bit, but Hora Esports continuing to be consistent as well with that fragging power we know they're capable of.
Yeah, very happy about Esports, right? We saw No Fear get some really good fights from their side. Unfortunately, at the end, didn't have the numbers to really defend against Yangon Galacticos going for their crossing over. But I want to highlight one team that's very important here in terms of storylines at the bottom of the rankings. It's 7-2-1 GS Esports. They woke up massively here on Rondo. 15 eliminations, 1 placement point, which is, you know, like meh, okay, sure. But overall, 7-2-1 doing a massive push to get rid of that bottom 3 slot.
Exactly. I mean, that's what Lace was just talking about as well. With Alpha 7 ends up getting those 9 eliminations. This is good for this squad, but one thing that we need to point out is those teams that they were trying to hunt down for the top 5, they were still alive.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how it goes into the next couple of games with this. I do want to say one thing, though, is A7, much better already today than yesterday, for me at least. I mean, they had better presence. There was more just meaning behind their splits. That 1-3 split coming in, the info was better. Felt like a team that had a lot more synergy than they did yesterday, so definitely very excited to see what we got coming in for A7.
Yeah, I mean, they had better scouting today. So you could clearly see that they were actually prioritizing this a little bit more than yesterday. Obviously, we had an awesome interview with them. They said they were going to try some different plays, but it seems like they're returning to their natural presence, which is amazing. And I mean, that drive-by from Revo, man, that was so incredibly clean, well calculated. One casualty out of that, but this is the aggressiveness that we expect from our Brazilian team.
That Brazilian team is going to be looking for me because I did end up losing an instrument. You know what? I'll join you guys. Why not? Okay, I'll put it back down. They're going to be looking for me. It's going to be hard for me to get out of here. But Max, one team that was able to actually do a good rotation, have a good strategy here, and a team that needs it is the defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, Yangon and Galacticos actually a team that was, I would say, a little bit more passive towards the very later stages of this game, but actually ahead of that, their rotations from the western side, able to cross that bridge against the side of Foro, with just some great rotations, and especially great scouting from this team that I think a lot of teams could try and learn from the scouting capabilities of Yangon Galacticos, especially at one point, if you're leaving Cloud behind them on a high ground position in that one building to make sure he can scout for his teammates which positions are free, which positions are available, and then the entire team just send it over to the eastern side of those buildings to get the high ground for themselves.
I know you got a illustration for us. Natura, do me a favor, grab the mic from him so you can actually use both hands.
There you go.
And then if you want to, put the mic.
I need to talk in the mic, thank you. If you're looking at this position here, one big point of contention that Yangon Galacticos got for free because of that insanely good scouting is going to be here, and this is like a two-tiered parking slot that they're going to be playing, which is a high ground position and literally the entirety of the circle. But before that rotation, they had a scout that was actually over here in this position, and he was just providing information while his teammates were going for that wide rotation into that compound. The scout, it's a lot of microphone. The scouting was just on point. I wish they were just more aggressive later on, but in terms of the rotation in the early to mid-game stage, Yangon still have it here at PMWC 2026.
Yangon still got it, baby, and you still got it too. Feeling like a celebrity over there, Max, with so many microphones just surrounding you. But for this squad, we need to continue to see that proactiveness. We need to continue to see everything that we're seeing out of them to maintain themselves closer or within the top 5, because right now, E-Arena has been a team that has been slowing down a lot. They started off hot, and they are currently in 5th place.
I mean, just to give you guys a recap, we saw complete control from E-Arena on Rondo yesterday. Started at Stadium, continued at Stadium, and ended at Stadium with a record-breaking 29 points. But from today, starting on 3 eliminations. I mean, you know, it does come down to zone pull, but it seems like they're not showing their presence that they did yesterday. Obviously still kind of maintaining that nice average to keep them above that line, but this is something, you know, we expect it coming, especially on Rondo on this map, that they would have been taking charge of everything.
Yeah, and we're looking now at the new bottom 3. The new bottom 3, Dopeness, ETSH, Hustler Crew, Dopeness. I know that squad, it hasn't been looking good, and now they're in the bottom 3.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd for me because, like, they're the only teams that did hot drop on Rondo, right? Everybody went to NEX except for a few, and Dopeness was one of them. I want to see more from that. Maybe a hot drop.
I'm actually not super hopeful about them because their best game yesterday was on Rondo. Today, they did nothing on their map.
Well, can Dopeness maybe turn it around today, as we're going to be sending it over to the first Erangel of the final day for Group B. Hot Jukes, Jackie, take it over.
Here we go into Erangel. Let's get it going here. And I like what the desk was talking about, right? They were talking about the new bottom 3, you know, and I think that's where our eyes are going to definitely be on here for the rest of the day, because unless these teams in the mid-pack do something crazy consistently, we may not see a new top 5 for a minute here, because there is already a 15-point gap, Jack, between 5th and 6th place. And with how these top 5 teams have been playing, it's going to be pretty tough to cross that.
Yeah, it's feeling really defined already, right? That's kind of what we were talking about, the downtime between last game and this one. So effectively, yeah, you've got to just keep your eyes locked in at who's in the bottom right now. That's the biggest area of movement we're looking at, where realistically there is chances for some teams to save what could have otherwise been a really rough run in Group B. At top dogs, though, unless teams start targeting them, Jigs, and things get spicy, I feel like they've just looked so consistent. They've looked so hardy. It's going to be really rough to push them out of this position.
It's going to be tough indeed, but if you're going to go ahead and make it happen, it's most likely going to happen on Aaron. So here we go, folks. Match number 2 of Group B. Final day of the groups, right? We still have survival stage coming up, but it's all come down to this. So yeah, 15-point gap. Now, you know, mathematically, for all you guys watching, you're like, hey, come on, it's 15 points. It can still happen, right? And it definitely can. The issue is the fact that the top 5 teams are still going to get points, right? So, you know, if we see the top 5 points here, that's now a 20-point gap, right? So, honestly, I think if you are in that 6th place on down, I wonder what the coaches are saying, right? I think if it's you're going to have to start really talking about guys like a regular game is no longer okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, right? Just be like, look, guys, I want to just cut our losses. Just go for a hard run. Do something. We've got to just try something.
Yeah.
If we can starve them from getting no points, I believe in Paris that'd be nil points. Well, there you go. Check that one, Max Man. Let me know. Yeah, if you can actually just target them, deny them physically even being able to play one battleground here, just starve them out for a game. Maybe you've got a chance. But yeah, like you say, normality, probably not going to be ideal. This ain't normal though. Look at these circles again.
Oh, are you kidding me? Here we go again. Southern Flame Path, super northern circle. You know, I would normally be like, Team Vitality, ain't too happy about that. But yeah, again, like probably know what's catching of the day pretty much no matter what. So they're good with this one. But this could be a good opportunity, right, for the rest of the lobby to make something happen here. Now, one of the teams that desperately want to is Yangon Galacticos. Okay, they're in 6th place with 46 points. They're right there below that cutoff, and this is not the best circle for them at all.
No, far harder of a rotation. Obviously something they're quite comfortable with in terms of the drop location, but like you say, having to make that whole wrap is going to be brutal for them. But we've got something that's going to be very exciting for all of the viewers.
Yeah, and it's going to be that Naruto skin. That's right, guys. Join that Uzumaki Naruto event. Get that 9 tails you're on. Get your hands on that bad boy, because the AUG is OP. And you're going to do it in style. But here, but oh, look at this. Oh, nice little shot there back from Jiggle. He put up a fight. But Godlike, man, I'm telling you, these guys are just having a phenomenal day. It's wild to see 39 points in Rondo on day 1. And then Godlike bust down 30 here. So, I mean, when it comes to Rondo, Group B just weren't playing.
No, certainly had the upper echelons of Rondo gameplay. Made it look super exciting in some of the instances we've been gifted yesterday and today. The ideal scenario, like you touched on there, for Godlike, right? Come back in swinging once again. Target some of these squads. The only benefit to that is if you're playing with a 3-man squad for Horo, if this is a bit more of a weakened team, there's a chance where obviously Godlike thinking, right, we can try and lap them, push ourselves further into the safety net. Perhaps them out. A far better game.
Man, I tell you, if I'm any of these other teams in this lobby and I see Godlike already starting off with elimination, I'm like, oh, this is not good. You know, like they're already getting hot off the rip. That's gonna make things tough. So I'm talking about Yangon Galacticos all the way down to Tianba. It still freaks me out to see Tianba down at 13. I had them as a lock for top 5 here. That's going to make the survival stage that much more interesting, though, right? I mean, we heard Neptura, right? She was happy to see some movement from Alpha 7. I am as well, but you got to look at the reality of things, right? Like, that game was good, but it did nothing. It really didn't do anything when it comes to top 5. Purely, our top 5 teams did.
Now, that's the kind of the rough part about it. It's what games we saw yesterday as well, where mechanically they're making the right moves. You know that they're damn talented as individuals as well. They're playing off each other nicely. It looks like the comps are looking far cleaner in moments of chaos. But that only goes so far. If you're not able to get yourself to a good position, constantly fighting heads and tails to get even a reasonable compound, a reasonable location in the zone. Just feels like you're coming in doing this on hard mode, realistically.
Literally. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed here, especially in PMWC live here in Paris, is good games are good and all, right? But the thing is the teams at the top of the leaderboard, they're not doing good games. They're not even doing great games, right? They're doing something special. They're doing something that we've never seen before. And you just can't compete with that, right? Just good isn't good enough here at this stage. If you want that top prize pool, you got to break records. You got to do something special.
I think it's spot on. It's what we've seen. The quality of competition has raised to a new level. And these are going to be terrifying squads to have back when we get all the way through towards finals. That's a conversation for another time, though. Yangon Galacticos taking some shots over onto S2G. A bit of a sleeper squad to the previous game. Gave a good run of things, all things considered, with how they approached it. Kamikaze limping away, crossing his fingers, thinking maybe there's a chance, maybe I can get picked up. Don't give Marnet another knock for free off the back of it. That's the worst case.
I already know what he's telling his team. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. Promise, give, and he got it. Nice. Okay, able to catch Kamikaze there, but Yangon Galacticos in this direction. Ooh, those stairs. All it takes is one little bullet through it, but oh, he does get that res. So now, hopefully, we're going to see Kamikaze get safety. This is a bridge gatekeep on a northern zone, too. That's ridiculous. I'm surprised we're seeing Yangon Galacticos take so much time to do this, because this is on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, they're not on the mainland. They've got a long way to go as well. You got a lot of attention from them, at least looking back over towards the coast. I mean, Smile's in a position where potentially, if they're not ready for the read, if he bobs up Jukes, a couple quick shots here. Ooh, could be the difference maker. I mean, Marnet's got the shot off again, so a re-knock onto Kamikaze. Smile's advancing. This could be really bad.
I don't like this fight at all, personally. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because if you're S2G, you're in 7th place, 45 points, right? You're gatekeeping and out of position in the next circle. Like, I get you're trying to hunt down 4 eliminations, but that's not enough, right? In order to get into that top 5, it's chicken dinner time. So to risk putting yourself behind positioning-wise, it's just not worth it. I think at this point, just leave this fight. Go into the circle, try to get to that end game.
Got on the underside of the bridge, so Kamikaze can at least keep himself safe for now and try and catch him off guard, peeking from the other angle. They have that hovercraft waiting for them effectively as like the escape plan. But yeah, super elongated battle between these two. Burning through so many of your early reserves as well, just trapped, just sitting pretty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I get it. You're really committing for 4 eliminations here. But again, you're more than 15 points, I think 16 points behind 5th place. So it's an interesting play. But who knows, right? S2G could get these 4 limbs, circle, catch a lucky third party, and it could work out. But at the end of the day, that zone goes even more north. This strategy is looking more grim by the second.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for them, does it? They're so close, man, in terms of the standards. So, like, they're super heavily convinced about this being worth it. But you can see the difference of a team like Vitality. They've gone, right, it's time to go. There's no one on our bridge. Let's get out of here safely.
I just imagine, like, Team Vitality, the columns right now. They're just like, saying, like, la la la la la, we're good, you know, like, oh, why don't we just take a look at Pachinki, you know, what, you guys need anything else, an extra energy drink, anything like that? Because they're just so solid on the leaderboard, it's ridiculous here. But oh, here we go, big fight here, 7-2-1 GS, get into it with Tianba, QTZ, turn around with a shotgun, gets a couple little hit markers, but it's not good enough, gonna have to make a play, but that is Tianba of all teams getting eliminated, and another huge start.
You got Alpha 7 as well, keeping their eyes on this with Wolves also right on top of them. The dinner bell's been rung, Jukes, and this is what we're expecting to see. What's going on? Alpha 7?
the aggression is ramping up. I think they listen to their coaches. They're like, we have to fight early. We need tons of eliminations if we want to make it to the finals. And it's Dopeness battling it out with A7. A7 down to a single player. It's disaster for the Brazilian team.
Man, I need to see that one back from their POV. Dukes, problem stations here. This is getting brutal for them already. Half a 7 just with Obscure left. It felt like they had seized an opportunity to attempt to third party onto that and squeeze some points, but it all blows up in their face, literally.
Oh, such a rough finish for A7. Down to just Obscure here. Really fortunate on the side of 721 GS, who in that last game, and they do good on this one, should put them in a really good position to at least get to the survival stage. And who knows, right? I mean, with a good chicken dinner here, could even possibly get them a little closer to that top 5. We'll have to see how E-Arena, Godlike, do in this game. But now we're just gonna see Alpha 7. Yeah, Obscure just gonna have to do something for his team here. Really needs to sneak away a couple of eliminations.
You see the migration from S2G that did abandon their post in the end, leaving the bridge. Here's the replay. Okay, so this is it. It looks like it was the teammate then, I imagine, on the bounce.
Oh no!
Saw it in the Elim feed, Dukes. I'm thinking, how on earth has this happened? Like, you just trapped in a building? What's going on? The strafe with a nade. Oh, mate.
Those windows used to be bigger. I think that's what it was.
I don't even know if that helps, but nade's not that big.
You gotta thread that needle, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it didn't. It wasn't really a needle, it was a whole window, but it happens. It happens. You're under pressure, you got vehicles driving up on you, you're trying to make it to the finals, and just one little misplay, you get punished. Yesterday, we saw the Wolves, right, flip a car and get taken out because of it. And that just goes to show at this high level, one tiny mistake could be meaning going to the finals or going home.
Didn't expect that one. You'd be fuming as well.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the mental isn't brittle off the back of the team nade. You got to reset from it, Jukes.
Yeah, looking at the bottom of the leaderboards here, the fact that Tianbo went out so early, we're going to see them in the bottom 3, most likely here after this game alone. I mean, you got Dopeness only 1 point away from passing them up. ETS still up with 4. Hustlers Crew are up with 3. One of the favorites going into this lobby who, in my opinion, is one of the best players in the world. To see them struggle so hard, shocking for me. But let's look over here at E-Arena, who are gonna have the warehouse near Severny. This is a really solid position. No matter where the zone goes, they're gonna have a lot of real estate to be able to drive to there. So let's see how they decide to defend against it. It's not even that easy to press up on.
TT on the quick rotate. Last remember from Alpha 7 there, in Obscure, down on the deck. And they're getting themselves into the zone, forging a path forward, and thankfully haven't been popped off by any of the teams in these positions, although maybe that will change with no fear. Ooh, chip damage, Dukes, but not enough.
Put some shots down range, and everyone's just playing keep away. Say, hey, no, someone's here. Do not full send it onto my building, please, and thank you. Oh, Wolves, okay. Nice nade there on the 721 GS. That's a huge fight. That's 10th and 11th place going at it. But it looks like they are just within little nade range. Not fighting it out just yet. Now we're gonna look at Godlike. Okay, Godlike mighty close here to Young Galacticos. I don't Young Galacticos want any of this fight right now. They're just gonna push a little bit further down south the hill. Mormon catches Slonic. Oh, the Wolves looking hurt here, as that's 2 players down, but Elementrix, we're seeing a battle go out, and here he goes. Elementrix getting thirsted, and I believe that is the Wolves eliminated.
The Wolves not surviving as a pack. 1 by 1, they're gone. The Arena resetting off the back of it. Grab Mormon, throw him in the vehicle, and get away to pick him up.
Yeah, wild to see here. Is E-Arena going to push on over to that warehouse? We see Young Galacticos just south of Godlike, underneath the hill. Romeo, yeah, using that hovercraft. That's the vehicle to use to get some extra intel. They're pushing up with it. Immediately, Godlike start putting some shots just to try and get it down a little bit further. But Young Galacticos are like, hey, yeah, we're here. Do you want to fight us? Maybe? Maybe you guys just go in the zone, we do as well? Well, let's see what happens.
Yangon don't want that smoke, man.
St. Cloud with the back exposed. S-Power lucky.
I know, dude. He's been so slick as well. That's the one time we've not seen him get an instant elim off something like that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was expecting to see someone white out in the open, and when you just give him that tiny pixel, he knocks it down. That's power on point. That's the fight to open things up. Oh, and his nades too have been so dangerous today. It's a 4v3 situation. Let's see how Godlike decides to take this fight. They're already starting to wrap around, get their claws into Young Galacticos. They're gonna have to get moving here pretty quick.
Yeah, the pincer play. Wrap around, set up, giving their squad more of an understanding of what's going on here, whilst the rest of our teams around the zone do begin to duel one another. F is there from TT, falling. Zerich replying back onto 721 GS. And that fight does result in them going down. Out of the running, but another game with 6 elims, Dukes.
Unreal. Now TT Project are down to 1 as well. That's 10 through 13. Pretty much almost out here. That's a huge opportunity for our bottom 3 to get out of there. And meanwhile, Neons actually does a good job of getting a knock on the ETSH. So he's keeping his team alive. Oh, it gets knocked. Now it's just up to effect. Last player up for TT Project. Now getting ran over, and that is them gone. And this is a huge opportunity now for ETSH. 7 points on the board. They're looking good to get themselves out of that bottom 3.
Looks like we lost Obscure from Alpha 7 there as well. I believe that was E-Arena that went for the wrap down, found the solo and dispatched him, so he's gone.
Unreal here. St. Cloud now pushing up onto Godlike, but S-Power is on point all day long. Valiant Admito with another knock, punishing Young Galacticos. And a 6th place goes out here. This is top 5, pretty much all in it. This is the worst case scenario for this lobby.
God, this is absolutely brutal. Smile's literally the only one that could get away. Got back behind the vehicle, pieced out to create space between the two, but for Godlike, it seems like the fight isn't going to be over. It's only just getting started. Nonshin Red Force close by, S2G as well, pushing up the hill. Nades onto the smokes. Fingers crossed that it'll connect onto someone.
S-Power gets in the vehicle. Oh, goodness gracious. This lobby is looking pretty crispy at this point because our top 5 teams are all in this. Bunch of teams in that mid-pack are gone. Next zone does pop, goes right towards that center position. Godlike are going to use that high ground and gun skill to dominate this side of the map. And it looks like they are looking way too good to start the day. Man, S-Power has just been ridiculous today. And that last game was insane. Even here, his shots are just so on point. He came ready to play today.
He's quick, stylish, certainly delivering out there on the battleground, Jigs.
Maybe that's what the S stands for.
Hey, yo. I wouldn't fault him for it. He's been living up to the brand with the plays he's been making. E-Arena. A lot of utility left to work with, and they're casting that up towards this little ridge rock between them and ETSH. Nearby bounce on the nade. Aprico's got to double back slightly for Hita. Somewhat effective in these angles. Slight off angle where he can peek down on you. He loves these sort of peaks.
Come on, Fajita. Let's see what you can do. Oh, Attorney K getting hit with that nade. He's going to back it on up. So you know I'll leave those smokes right there. Looks like they're seeming to throw a bombardment on them. So E-Arena doing a good job. Back it up. Just, hey, take our time. We can't afford to get knocked here. This is still stage 5. This is wild. I mean, I think these teams in the mid-pack all played super aggressive, and it just didn't work out for, like, almost any of them.
It's the exact opposite of what really they needed to get out from this one. The rich will only get richer towards the top. And our bottom three squads all still in the running. That's where the movement could be off a game like this. VTSH can keep up the gameplay we've seen with 4 players alive and 7 elims in the bank already. Maybe they can start to climb out.
Nice knock there. Kamikaze gets a nade onto Admino from Godlike. Here we go. It's Godlike versus S2G. Good nade in that direction. Ooh, doesn't hit the mark just yet. And meanwhile, yeah, look at that smile from Young Galactico, just hiding for his life here.
He's just sat inside that smoke. Oh, the vehicle so close to finding him as they're looking to bonnet him. S-Power's on the move as well.
Oh!
Chicaning around, but S2G lose another player to 2. Lost, living up to his name because he's panicking right now. Can't quite find him, but S-Power takes a bullet to the back of the head. The SMG delivers. Goodbye, Godlike, as S2G win out on that one.
Huge, huge play on the side of S2G right there. Right on time, too. You take out Godlike, who have now moved into 2nd place. You got to get these reses, though, and the blue zone is closing. They're going to go ahead and pick him up, get him into that vehicle and smoke. Oh, never mind. Says, this ride is for myself and myself alone as I'm driving into a whole bunch of shots. Oh, Solke. That is looking like it is going to be it. Yeah, he has to move away from the vehicle. It explodes. And S2G, nice fight, but not able to convert anything afterwards.
Hey, there's Vitality as well. Getting LOS onto that. They see them and instantly farm through, stealing away some extra points. Does Smile make a move? The solo here from Yangon. He's thinking about the big picture, Jukes, but look how tempting this is.
Hello! And Razy somehow survived that. The trap that was sprung. And he was able to get out with the cheese. He got out with the cheese. Unscathed.
Ludicrous scenes. Quick wrap around. Ooh, can't make it back in. That is going to be the deny out then. No chance to re-peek into the zone. Points denied. Yangon removed.
What is this leaderboards? What is this leaderboards, my man? What's going on here? So we got 4 from the top 5, 2 from the bottom 3, and only 1 in the mid-pack? Does it need to be said here? Does it need to be said here, folks? This is insane.
Pretty defined. Feels like it's all just inevitable with how it's been going. ETSH, realistically the only one towards the bottom side with anything to be earned from this. Dopeness only down to a duo. The last man of Aura in Sleepy, tucked in behind the tree. Hyunbin not far away either.
Yeah, honestly, he's doing enough, right? If you're Aura, you're just trying to put up 4 or 5 points a game, that could be enough to just put yourselves in those finals. Considering that, yeah, I mean, all the mid-pack teams aren't going to have a 20-point pop-off game that they needed. There's only, I think, 1 that stands a chance. And it's going to be tough, considering that almost all the lobby, the top of the lobby is very good. Look at the junction red for the 1. They're doing exactly what they need to. Now, the team that needs to get themselves out of the bottom, now just getting right on the side by E-Arena, the Thai squad, deleting them there. Nice push, though. They did get some good, solid eliminations, but they're going to still need to do a whole more if we want to see them in that survival stage.
Yeah, I had to squeeze extra from this one. That's what you were saying. Good isn't enough anymore. For them, it's not going to bail them out. Dopeness, though. The dope duo looking to clash versus Ida. First one falls. E-Arena even trying to siphon points off the back of that, and they do so successfully, taking down Dopeness. Hyunbin falls. Razy loses his footing on the rocks.
MG3, so good, but you know what? Its weakness is when you're getting shot in the back. Unfortunate there for Racy. Again, Team Vitality just flexing at this point. They still have 2 players up. Gongshim Red Force get that thirst. And, you know, all the teams at top are doing exactly what they need to. Hey, just survive, put some decent points on the board, and it's a lock. Considering that there's only 5 teams remaining, all these teams are going to be getting some good, solid placement points. the real eyes on and storyline left is Ida. Like, if you're Ida right now, the best thing that can happen is you take out this entire lobby here and now.
Just have a monstrous game from it. Give it your absolute all. It's not going to get any easier though. Weird timeline where Sleepy could probably sneak into the zone unnoticed as well, because Nonshin cleared this whole area, so they might not expect anyone to be there. They didn't find him tucked in behind the tree, so he's looking to just steal points if he can.
Schweppes practicing his TIG welding right there, making sure that he goes and he's walking that cut, fixing that vehicle, getting it loaded up for the rest of the match. I wonder if Ida has that IQ to understand if they were doing enough elimination feed tracking to have a good idea of who's left in this lobby. It's quite difficult with everything that's going on. But if they have a good solid idea of who's left, then they need to realize that they got to amp this aggression up. Like, why not? If you're Ida, you need to wipe this entire lobby out if you have a chance at getting top 5, because if you don't, and we see 4th and 5th place get chicken dinners, like, top gone. So let's see what they decide to do here. I understand why they're playing it very pensively. They want to make sure that they get to that end game, but you got to ramp up the aggression.
Sleepy spotted in the end. Was hoping he could worm his way back into the zone, but not time. Nonshin Red Force looking for a bit of an assess on the situation. Got a good lay of the land from the position they're in. Vitality close by towards Ida as well. The arena with a bit of a scouting play. Tourniquet there in the back of the vehicle. Limited cover as well, Jukes. And Nonshin, such an open angle to just take pot shots.
Oh man, this circle not too kind, as there's a lot of open field in that center. Everyone's gonna have to play the edge. I would like to see Ida go push up into these buildings though and challenge Team Vitality. They need to, honestly. They have to clear the south side out pretty quickly. And you can see them in the vehicles, in the buggies, just getting some more information for now. Rita though is just moving up ever so closely. He could hear those steps. He knows they're in that building.
Audio cue giving the game away somewhat. Rita with a nade as well, pinpooled on it. If he gets a chance to arc it in, find a knock, then they could collapse, but they are starting to fragment over as well. Darkin advanced towards the zone, looking to get set up near the cover they found. 2 players make it in. Darkin with a knock over to Hyunbin as well. Fires back up onto this ridge and does some damage onto Nonshin. Vitality re-aggress. Emre holding. Rito with the assist. The shotgun slays back over onto Federales. Emre will pick off Axel. And Vitality crumble to Ida. They're starting to cook, Jukes.
This is a perfect scenario for them, right? They got 2 players already taking a position in this next zone. They were able to clear out Team Vitality, and now they're getting towards that end game. It's still going to be quite difficult considering that you got E-Arena up on top with the circle priority. And most likely, we're going to see Ida fight Nongshim Red Force. So if that does happen, never mind. Ida, they understand. They need to win this game. Push up into E-Arena, challenge them, try to take them out as fast as possible, and then have to deal with Nongshim Red Force later.
So many smokes being arced here, setting themselves up for it, trying to create some semblance of cover to protect them from Nongshim, block off the line of sight, and then take the fight over. Deep nade in as well. Nongshim aren't sleeping either. They're thinking about just taking the hit to him. It could be a freeway battle for the finish instantly. Dizzy so low.
Oh, Schweppes got so much damage onto him. But now we're going to see Ida throw some good names onto Nongshim Red Force. That's 2 knocks for them. This is the best case scenario. They need to wipe out this entire lobby if they want a chance. Here they go, and they are starting to do it little by little. But now E-Arena have woken up. Now they're starting to put in some work.
So much damage. So little time to try and fix the issues you've suffered from that encounter, and E-Arena know that the knee is weak. Seeing if they can make them buckle with Schweppes. Clearing through. Good shots on target. Brings us down to just a duo on either side. Mormon with utility as well. He's only got that 1 Molotov left in the back pocket. 100 rounds of ammo on the AUG as he shoots up. Emre sneaking in.
That one hurt. Unfortunately, that was his second to last name. Ooh, that molly, mighty close. And Mormon gets the knock. Single player up left. It's Schweppes and Mormon versus the final player from Ida.
Darkin. Can he somehow find a way to follow through and win this 1v2? Peacock.
Oh,
it's good.
That's huge.
Sweats falls. They've got the revive off in the meantime. Mormon primes the nade. Tiny K tucks in behind the wall. Nade misses. Darkin peaks. That's on target.
Headshot.
Good shot. Follow-ups there. HG takes him away as Tiny K falls. Mormon closes the gap in the shotgun standoff, but will he win it? No!
Are you kidding me? What a finish! It's Ida!
Played it to perfection, Jukes.
Let's go!
They go for the res, he gets the engage off, wins the 1v1, isolates it with a nade, finishes him off, up close, sweating bullets with the shotgun, shuts it down and gets the dinner.
DBS behind the tree, using that shotgun whip technology, saying, you know what, I'm gonna shoot that shot before you can even see me, and goodbye. I mean, this was perfect case scenario, literally. This is what they need to do if they want a shot at the finals, and they did it the hardest way possible. That was not easy. Look at the shot. Bye-bye.
The quick taps on it, fast fingers, and brilliant decision-making with how he approached it in what was a chaotic moment. Milliseconds of decision-making.
Sometimes you just gotta clutch it up. You know, you just gotta make a play if you want to keep your team in this tournament. And it's plays like that that are momentum shifters, right? It's one of those plays so big, so massive, that it gets your team so dang hyped that you just become an unstoppable force for it, right? So they got it in that game, and yeah, you can see that. You want to gain some faith in your squad? You want your team to believe in you? That is how you do it, and that is a kiss well-deserved.
There was no buckshot in that shotgun, Jukes. It was all slugs. He just uppercutted the whole lobby.
Made a play. That was one of the plays of the tournament so far. I mean, 1v3 to win the game, and if this squad makes it into the finals, that was it right there, guys. That is the play that made that possible.
From feeling like it was becoming an impossibility to really just dialing in and immediately, like you say, locking in, knowing the game plan, understanding we have to fight. And they were so proactive that entire time.
Yep. And that's the thing, though, guys, right, is you're in a situation where your back's against the wall and you can just look at it and be like, hey, you know what, whatever happens, happens. We're just going to play it out as is. No, like, this is what I love about this year in particular. We're seeing teams, coaches understand just doing whatever happens isn't going to work. You got to do something different. You got to adapt.
You do indeed. And we got to get down to the stage with Kalaris to hear from Godlike.
That's right, thank you very much, boys. Here I'm with S-Power once again to talk about that first victory, as well as what was going on in Erangel, but I want to focus on Rondo to start things off. Obviously, you guys had great eliminations to start things off over in Neox, and then from the north side of that circle, you looked very controlled, and then when SUG wrapped around, you looked super controlled against them as well. What was the game like from your perspective?
Our perspective was very simple and clear. We'll just play a natural game. We'll play in slow. Basically, we'll play in slow motion. We'll just go with the flow, and we'll try to clear our back as much as we can. And we did it very well. We executed the things very properly. So that's why we could secure the champion. Second dinner, sorry.
Looked fantastic, really did. That's a great start for you guys. If you continue that on, you're basically going to be qualified for the final, so it's looking really good right now. Game 2, of course, wide wrap on towards Stalba or on that east side, but then getting stuck on Stalba can be a little bit difficult there, and it kind of felt like that was the case for you guys. What was it like here from the team as a whole?
We did choke there because we planned something, but we didn't execute that in a proper way. That's what costed us the game, but hopefully we are looking forward to the next matches, and hopefully we'll do better comparatively. Yep.
It's looking good for Godlike. Thank you very much for joining me here, S-Power, once again. That is S-Power here down on the stage, looking awesome here on day 2 of Group B.
이용해 주나요?
이용해. 차벽
이용해 후보. 공 왔다.
얘들아 왼쪽 보고 많아.
나무 기절.
나무 중간 나무.
나무 라스.
해단대. 나이스.
Mainnya tepeye çıkabilirim muhtemelen. Oğlum sen gel olmayacak işte şey gelmesin oğlum iyi. Kim? İyi. Oğlum iyi ne iş var? Sabah olacak onlar.
Ya beni almanız lazım ha yalnız. Belki sen alırsın beni tamam mı?
Alırım mı? Şunların enforcunu çekiyorum. Yok kaçıklar bunlar ya direkt.
Beni falan yok mu ya?
6x.
Nice. Mati para.
Banyak peluru Ren.
Udah bisa tambah 60 gua. Enggak ada 60. Ya enggak usah. 15 Enes. Udah mati 2. Orang mati. Tadi gua bunuh 1. Mati gua. Oke. Di jamur ada yang mayat di jamur. Iya ya.
Nah, sebelum team man,ชิ้นนี้สู้มาส่งนี้สู้ฟังกูเอารถมัวไปรับให้รถจะระเบิดสายกูจะระเบิดโอเคสายมาผมอยู่นะรอมา
Loving the radio comms and the translation as well, but I'm also loving the PMWC Lucky Spin, which is available now in PUBG Mobile. Co-created with PDP creator Nana, the Electron Energy said, the Proton Power said, this stunning alien fusion grows out. Log into PUBG Mobile and take your spin before it's gone, like Max has done. I have tried it. I'm gonna try it again today because that grows out looks sick.
It is amazing. And it's also glowing. It doesn't look like it right now in the picture, but it does actually glow quite a bit. So it's got some animation. It's themed around PMWC. It's only W's for the skins right now.
And one team that was glowing in that last match was none other than IDA. Because IDA, my goodness, this is a squad that also needs to make sure they stay within that range of getting to the top 5. And they were able to do just that, Neptura.
They were indeed really looking forward to what they have coming off they did play that very well. I want to point out specifically there's smokes coming on in there. We were talking about this again, you know, analysts, we chat in the backstage area, but it was really nice to see them use those smokes against EA when they made that push onto Nongshim. It was a really good performance there to just make sure. Yeah, you're seeing the day 1 versus day 2, night and day. I mean, I think we saw in game, we could see it very clearly, but night and day on those stats as well, looking very good for them.
I mean, I love this because I love having a look at their average of eliminations and being able to capitalize on that. And I want to give them a get them whatever food they want, buy them whatever skin they want in PUBG Mobile, because it's insanity that Arena lost that with that much health and utility. Obviously, you know, popping on the zigzag, but was not prepared for that shotgun at the end. And you know what? Having teams that, you know, are creeping their way up from the bottom into these positions, they're locked in.
Yep.
And if you think you're at the top of the leaderboard and you're safe, it's not always the case.
It's definitely not always the case. Between Circle, for us, we're looking at the match ranking here. Teams 9 through 13 were eliminated, Max, which leaves a huge opening for those squads towards the bottom and also for those teams towards the top to just kind of expand that lead.
I mean, yeah, because it's so close towards the teams in the middle and especially the bottom of the pack, as you just said here, Seven. And because of that, I was expecting Tiamba to just kind of level up their aggression, which they actually did at the very start. They did go for a crash on, I believe it was 7-1 GS team. I'm like, yeah, this is great. But not on Circle 1 to Circle 2. You know, it's a little bit too early to go for a full commit fight and get instantly eliminated because you're not getting any eliminations and especially not getting any placement points. So, Tiamba, I like the change of mindset, but it's just not at the right time. They need to do the fights when it makes the most sense in these games.
Yeah, I mean, 7-2-1 sort of took them down, and that creates like that chain effect at the bottom 3, Max, you know?
Yes.
Giving a little bit of hope to none other than dopeness. They overtook them, put themselves in a good position, got on that north side, didn't scout Nongshim, and, you know, just leaving Kenji and Spigot to sponge some placement. But look, this is how crazy it gets at the lower of the leaderboard.
Was just look at the top damage dealers here. I was just speechless by what IDA was able to do there at the end, that solo player. He was even celebrated with the kiss on the forehead, just saying, good job, please keep that up. We really need that because if not, then we're not going to be able to make it to top 5 or even get close. But right now, that squad, with this kind of performances, at least they're putting themselves in that it doesn't really matter area because they might end up going to survival, which might leave them open to just do whatever the heck they want.
Well, that's exactly how you want to be playing, right? You want to make sure you are comfortable, ready to go, and ready to get into the next game without too much of an, oh my god, we gotta win this game if we want to succeed. But yeah, really, really good stuff coming in from there. Also, shout out to EA in that final play. I do want to say EA actually doing a really, really good job. And I think if it hadn't been for the EDA player, flicking in to get that win, they were isolating EDA really well. They were moving around and trying to control as much of the zone as possible. So shout out to them. It's still a really good game from them. So again, going into the next Erangel, want to see more from them.
Yeah, Arena. Shout out to you, E Arena. Right up until the end when you got absolutely smoked by one player with very low HP. One team that has been actually very consistent today, Max, for the first 2 games, which has been a big difference from what we saw yesterday in day 1 for Group B, is none other than Nongshim.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to ask me about Nongshim Red Force. I love the way they play because they're not an aggressive team early game, mid game, right? They're just trying to get a focus on their position. And especially if you look at this circle finish, western side of Stolberg, very northern side. Where do Nongshim Red Force drop? Down in farm split. They go for wide rotation all around the eastern side of Stolber Mountain, get great entry point, have a 4-man split, just scouting very passively, just getting some information, seeing where all the players are hiding in those bushes. And at the end, when the teams are at their weakest, they're involved in a fight, they have to rock up, they take the high ground position and get a ton of eliminations. Sure, it's not a win, but Nongshim Red Force, the macro decision making is just next level.
Honestly, come over here, Max. That was just... Ah, no!
Off camera! He gave me a little
looking at the overall ranking for Team Vitality. I mean, they're going to stay up there too. Godlike still performing well. Just let's keep an eye on that gap between Godlike and EDA Esports because it is currently at 12 points. S2G has been able to perform well. They ended up on a 1v1 with GodL.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I'm on the fence for S2G, honestly, here, Seven.
Same.
Why?
Because they are performing better. Are they performing well? I don't really think so. At least not in that game. I think they were way too slow on that third party. I think they took forever. Once the third party was done, then they took forever to actually push Godlike as well, just giving them so much time to defend.
I mean, especially they only have 12 placement points over the course of what is now 8 games. That's a very low placement point, and the survival time must be abysmal. S2G, you need to get into those late games.
And for this team towards the bottom right now, Lace, I want you to get into your best coaching mentality. How are you going to hype up these teams like Tiamba, ETSH Esports, and Hustler Crew?
I will personally head over to Hot Jukes. I will reach down and grab his left shoe and probably not do much with it because, I might get a complaint. But look, it seems, especially Ash coming out of that, they had a great position on the north side. They had about 5 vehicle cover, 7 eliminations, moving on into that zone. And what did they do? EA Arena. They knew that they were there. It's not like they was just kind of did a nice flank onto them, but they're struggling with these positions into late game. If they were to have just defended EA Arena from behind, it would have been a different story for them. But the passiveness when it comes just specifically to late games from Team F is sad.
Yeah, it is sad for them. And for Hustler Crew, honestly, Kalaris, they might need a new pep talk, man.
Yeah, that's going to cost you the big bucks here for PMWC. But I think in Group B, the big bucks has done all the talking. You've got 4 of the 5 at the very top that I think have been the big fish, the big kahunas. They've made some amazing plays happen each and every time. They've looked very flashy, but one that's been ultra consistent without looking too flashy, I think, has been Horror Esports.
Just swimming along in that pond. They're a big fish at the moment. It is Horror. They're doing fantastically well. Again, so far they've had 2 bad games, like a 15th and a 16th, where it's not gone well. But we caveat with the fact that if they don't have a bad game like that, it's a top 5 at minimum. They've had multiple thirds, multiple seconds. They've had a strong win yesterday on Erangel. They're just a consistent team. But when we look at this, it's nice because that's very promising going into the finals.
No, definitely, definitely. Especially since someone like Sky, right, is still currently in that running for a potential MVP spot of this group, I would say in particular.
Beast.
Maybe you can kind of carry that forward into like a final if it does occur. And that said, I feel like the top 5 as a whole, there's a little bit of separation already gathering from the bubble teams just below them. So Horror currently is kind of that boundary. I think that they can stay stalwart in what they've been able to do so far. Good splits and being able to take central positions. And they do control space very well. It's just that actually at the very top of this lobby looks so flashy. When those stack levels come in, it's difficult to kind of go up against that.
Like when we were memeing earlier on in the day with Vitality, they had a really greedy 4-man split.
Yeah, they did.
And then we had E-Arena with their 39-point game. But it just, by contrast, Horror's just chugging along. And I don't think we'll see 39 Elim games. We won't see 4-man splits going. That's the winning strategy right there.
It's time now to send it over to some of the big boys once again. It's more games here at PMWC.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Black. Very excited seeing everyone start to set things up with how it's going here, Dukes. The day, of course, already raging on. 2 of our battlegrounds played out, and another spectacular one just on the horizon, off the back of what was a monumental clutch. I'm hoping guys to raise the bar of their own individual level to match that.
They're going to need to, that for sure, right? I mean, IDA did exactly what needed to happen to put them in the running, right, for top 5. They're still not there yet. I mean, there's still more to do, but you know what? Hopefully they can do it in style, and you guys can do it in style with that new Yangon Galacticos Champion Ancient Charm set. See if you can get that thing in game. I saw the players wearing it the other day, and I was like, I want some of that, right? I need some of that in a couple XL.
Oh yeah, man. If we can get 2 of those up.
Otherwise, there's like 5 or 6, you know.
Don't worry, we'll get you a tight one that fits. We'll get you looking fresh.
Fitted, baby. Straight fitted. And I'll tell you what, IDA are looking fitted to put themselves into that top 5. We'll see if that can happen. The rest of these teams in these lobbies need to go absolutely insane. There's only 4 matches left here.
Yeah, dude, it's gone by so quick today, especially, right? It feels like we just whizzed through these games. Well, whizzed, probably rather than rizzed. Some of the players have been risen.
Oh, yes, they have. Yes, they have. They're looking good, man. As here we go into the second air gale match here for Group B. Let's see if the zone's going to be finally high in this game, right? I think we need at least 1 normal air and gale circle when it comes to this group.
Is that what you want?
Just 1.
All right, watch this. You ready?
Yeah.
Wait, you just wait. When you see the zone, you're going to be blown away.
Okay.
I'm calling it right now.
You had the crystal ball when I came to go, right, before. Let's see if Jackie's got it locked in now. If this thing goes to Zark, I'm going bananas.
Just wait, man. The anticipation's all going to be worth it. Trust me, Jukes. It's going to be the most revolutionary zone you've ever seen.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I know a lot of these teams are ready for it here. As I'm looking at that top 5, now that cutoff being 73 points. That is a huge jump down to 7th place. What is that, 24-point difference? That is a chicken dinner minimum just to catch up. And that's if these teams do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's looking mighty solidified here. But we've seen crazier things happen, that's for sure. As we're going to see Vitality, out towards military base early, as always.
The classic setup from a fair few of our squads, because the playing path at least has been favourable for them. What about that zone? All right. Could have been way worse.
That's still gross, though.
It could have been way worse, though. That's what I'm saying. But what we're working with here, like 45% water? 35?
It's still a nasty circle. I mean, this is really like one of the worst spots because of the fact that you have to make that bet, right? Like, you go to the mainland, you go down to military base, you try to hold that that bridge just in case the zone goes another direction. Vitality don't care. Like I said, they've done so much. They don't need points, so they can do whatever they want, you know? But for teams in the mid-pack, it's not good. It isn't, because it's like, we're just going to try to make it to endgame here.
You can. It was just like, okay, do we stay there? Do we go back to the mainland? Which one do we pick? We're just going to get stuck on a bridge again?
Ugh. I wouldn't even know if I want a bridge fight. What do you do here? I'm really trying to crunch my brain and think. You know what? I think the best strategy here is to go in game and get the brand new Naruto skin. I think that is what you're going to do first, right? Nine-Tail Fury, Og, and that game. As we're going to see IDA get that loot truck from Pachinki. Loot trucks really have changed the game here, the whole meta. They've really allowed a lot of these spots that used to be a little bit rougher when it came to loot now be absolutely stacked. Because I'm thinking, if the coaches had to tell these teams, Jackie, you have to win the game.
Yeah.
If you want to make it to the finals, it's win the game. Otherwise, just good luck, right? So what do we do here in this scenario? What position, if you were a team, where would you put your squad in to try and get that 20-point game? You go in mainland, you go in military, you taking bridge, what do you think?
I think Gambleware's probably a little bit safer right now to just set up mainland, like you say as well. Like the blessing of the loot trucks right here. So they get something good out of this. I'm sure we'll catch vision at some point of what they actually got, right? You get some high tier loot straight away. You can just coast early game. Cut out a load of that like early looting time and actually fight a bit more with an advantage. I'm thinking it from the angle of they've just got to carry on from where they left off. Squads like that, so take that Eda mindset of trying to push your limits further. Run some risk, bro. You get some high tier loot, get in there, start scrapping, see if you can squeeze elims, bully some of the lobby. You know effectively at this point, like, you're kind of middle of the pack. You're not really going to fall that far down. The bottom side's so low. Slipping out of survival's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So you might as well risk it.
You have to, and I think this is the game to risk it. You know, I think that at a certain point, I think here it's all risk for sure. As to the Miramar matches, then it's like, all right, maybe we got to play a little conservative just to make sure we don't on the bottom three if you're that low. But here's one of those games where you gotta shoot for the moon, right? Try to get that top three finish. I think if you're gonna go down a spot, I think you go Ferry Pier, that Ferry Pier hill, right behind the gas station. If you take that spot there, it gives you a lot of control of the zone. You can hopefully maybe even catch some third parties. And it looks like Ida, of all teams, is going to take that spot. So they're saying, you know what? We're one of the squads that definitely could make it a top five. And I mean, by one, I mean the only one, right? They're the only one really in the run for top five here due to that last game. And they're going to control this hill, which I think is an excellent spot in the zone.
And it works out pretty cerebrally for them as well, right? Because obviously you come in, like you say, get that loot truck, armies off a bit earlier, that gets cut out some of the additional time they'd have to waste, sort of slowly slogging along, getting themselves better firepower and ammunition to work with. If they run into another squad, maybe they do just take that encounter head on. It's a good call. It's a great last game. You can see they're all fired up in celebration as well. Big stage like this, Duke, sometimes the paranoia gets to you.
Yeah, it does.
But they certainly rise to the occasion, man.
They have rise to the occasion, and they did it in just such insane fashion. A crazy 1v3 to end things up, to get the chicken dinner, the dub, and put them in the running here is so insane. I mean, job's not done yet. I mean, Godlike have been playing phenomenally today. That's going to be a hard one to catch. And we heard it there from the desk, right? Out of all the teams in the top five, they were talking about Aura, just being like, yeah, I mean, they are consistent. They're up there, but out of all the teams, I think they're the ones that's the most shaky right now, at least when it comes to trying to let Ida catch up to them. So I think if you are Aura, if you're any of the teams in top five, you obviously want to shut that conversation down right here. But with a circle like this, it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
Team that was towards the bottom side coming into the start of the day with 721 GS, but they've rose massively, fighting hearty into these games and still being able to squeeze out a decent number of elims to rise up the ranks. Fair few points between them and slipping back into the bottom. Obviously the surprising factor there, Tianba. Didn't think that's where we'd be seeing them, Jukes.
Oh my gosh, I can't, that's like, for me, the most frustrating thing in this lobby is seeing Tianba in... I mean, I don't even want to say it. I mean, they are in bottom three right now. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to believe it, you know, and if this was any other year, I'd be like, I'm not worried, you know, like, it's Tianba, they're for sure, blah, blah, blah, blah, you know, but what has happened with Alpha 7, you know, is making me very scared, you know, because there wasn't a world, I would have put the whole house on saying that Alpha 7 were for sure making a final in 2 international events, and they haven't done that yet. So, yeah, please get it together, please.
Yeah, we need to see some sort of change. Again, that'd be a prime example of a squad that probably could, if they lock in right here, right now, game like this, right, run the risk. It's not looking great as it is anyway. If you can completely flip that around with a big result, get some points in, bro. The other teams drop down below you. We know they've got the firepower for it, Jigs. It's just gone quiet.
Silly quiet. I mean, for them to even be close to bottom three is insane. And the fact that they're sitting there right now, is wild. I mean, they're not that deep down. I mean, it's only 2 points away from dopeness and about 9 points away from 9th place. So it's not the scariest position to be in, but you know, you don't like to see it regardless. Next zone, let's just see how toxic it's gonna be. Are we gonna get a crazy shit? Okay, yeah, it does go perfectly up to that mainland. So that bet from Ida, right? I mean, this is the perfect zone shift for them.
It's worked out brilliantly. Opening game plan so far uncontested. Sped up a lot of their looting, found themselves in a good position that's still very central as well. 72-1 GS once again. They've been a bit of a dark horse of being able to squeeze eliminations and bully some of the squads that are massively above them in the standings. And that little nip, make it harder, take out some of these players so that you could try and climb. That's helping not only them, but potentially a few of our other squads as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the teams you got to take out here, guys, right? I mean, at a certain point, I mean, I'm not gonna say at a certain point, it's literally this point now. Like,
right now.
The mid teams need to hunt down the top squads. Like, you need to have, the coaches should be talking to these teams, analyzing their drops, not necessarily saying hot drop, but have a rotationally, try to gatekeep them on a try to catch them out on a drop somewhere. You got to do something to slow them down, because just hoping that they don't perform is just not good enough. You got to make your own luck. You got to find a way to make something happen. Unfortunately for Tianba, they lose a player on rotate, so they're going to be stuck with 3 here in order to get into that end game. And now QZZ gets knocked out by Ida. This is worst case scenario for Tianba. They're gonna hold the warehouse here, not the worst spot. It's one of those spots that you hard commit to. Are they not gonna get this res? Oh, brutal. And that just shows the urgency from Ida, right? They're like, we need every single point we can get.
Yeah, that's absolutely hellish for them immediately as well, right? If we're saying these kind of games where, yeah, as much as it's not barren, bottom of the bottle, not feeling like you can completely get back into it, another game goes by, suddenly you're looking at 3 matches left. If they remain in this position with their squad already falling down to only 2, and especially if you're feeding those points to a rising squad like Ida, this can't be happening.
Dude, I'm getting flashbacks, guys, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like remembering Alpha 7 being like, hey, all right, another bad game, another bad game, another bad game. What's going on here? And then all of a sudden, boom, they are knocked out. You could just see the look on the players' faces and just not looking too happy at all. Coaches from Yangon Galacticos are locked in right now. They're in 8th place, 47 points. And again, that is quite a few away from that mid-place position. We got Yangon Galacticos, you're in the blue zone now. Hunting down some of these squads might be beneficial because you need a ton of eliminations. Let's see if they can find them, though, as Dopeness end up battling Burn. And that's Dopeness losing one of their players here.
Dopeness trying to clash back. Eyes on the Wizards tower. Razy goes up top to make sure they can hard flush onto Lufa. No recovery mission, but Makita has other ideas in mind. Nearly gets up the stairs, but Razak's quick with it. And the buckshots dispatch them. Head on a swivel as well. Finds Ken G, 1 by 1. Dopeness very quick, falling to the wayside. Nice pick up there, Dukes. They can save their mate as well. This is a bit surprising though. S2G can't commit onto the Godlike crew, and they're gone.
Wow, what a huge finish for the side of S2G. This is their chance now. S2G's got to go for the win. Godlike getting shut out earlier is perfect for them because they are right there. 4th place, 5th. Not a crazy point gap going up from them. So 75 points is where they're standing. That's the goal to catch up to. Big opportunity. And you know, Ida saw that. You know, Aura saw that. You know, Yangon Galactica saw that. Let's see what they could do in this game. And now with Dopeness getting eliminated earlier, Tianba are like, all right, hey, let's get a good game in here and get out of this bottom 3.
Yeah, exactly. You're not too far off. Couple points. It's only a duo, though. That's the scary thing. He'd have weakened them early. So that task is way harder. half as many players to rely on.
Now, yeah, you're just going to see these rotations come out. I mean, S2G need to find themselves a good solidified position, and they do, right? Have a good spot in this next circle, especially if the zone goes up north. Yeah, I think now it's time to play things a little bit slower, slow things down. You got to get to end game if you're S2G. Fights right here are way too dangerous, because if you take a fight, you're getting third party, almost guaranteed. So slow it down a little bit and try to get this win, because that's what you need. You need still a good amount of points here, and if you can get that win now, man, they'll be having a solid chance in the last 3 matches.
Good to see everyone being a little bit more cutthroat with the application of how they're playing, right? It's kind of what we were saying. A few more risks, and taking down Godlike now presents that opportunity to rise. Let's see where the zone's going to go on it. Who will get a bit of a gift?
Dead center. Dead center here. So S2G are still in play here. The duo from Tianba are not going to be in trouble because everyone's going to be crashing in this area. And you can see Vitality are driving right by everybody, instantly moving. S2G not happy with just taking that corner side. They want dead central, and they are pushing on up. Vitality now. Oh boy, here comes TT Project, looking to punish them in the shack. Nice shots there from Niaz. And this is some desperation points on the side of TT Project. They need every single one of them.
Sitting inside the vehicles for Vitality is the only play they can make. They quickly heal themselves up and repeat back through. Razak, star player for this squad that's been popping off in this very battleground. They're going to go for the quick pickup play, it seems. Federales runs in. Oh, the hovercraft just clipping the toes of Neos as he gets crushed. And Razy finishes it off there. They can block some of this space as well. Hard commit to that recovery. Make sure they get back to 3 members, Jukes.
How are these guys alive?
I don't know.
This is insane. I mean, this was the worst case scenario for TT Project. Just Team Vitality said, all right, you know what? You guys thought we were just chilling. Ida holding this compound strong position in the zone is exactly what they need to be doing. They got a couple eliminations early. You know, get yourselves a nice secure spot. Ensure that you get to that end game here. S2G would have 6 eliminations, which is a great start for them. They did lose 1 player, so they got to start playing very conservative here. They've committed to this position, dead center. They're like, you know what? We're going to hold the dead center wide out in the open. So they really, really need to hope the zone centering on up to their position.
That's the crew taking down Hyunbin there as they're able to detonate the vehicle. You can see it's not looking too great health-wise for Nonshin Red Force. There's chip damage onto one of them, 2 of the players knocked for now. That's a bit of a spread where you got Wolves nearby, Hustler crew in position. This is the fight that's currently going down. Ooh, nade inside from Slonic. As Wolves get that one target.
Let's go Wolves, man. Wolves need to do something here to keep the NA dreams, hopes alive. Wolves having one of the best substitute players on the planet in Juancho. Fortunately, we haven't seen him in the game, but he is here in the arena watching over his squad. And hopefully looking to extend their stay here just a little bit longer. 30 points, not nearly out of the danger zone yet. They need a good game to at least solidify them to that survival stage. But man, that survival stage is going to be jam-packed here. Tianba looking like they're going to be, might be going to it. Alpha 7 looking head in that direction as well. As we look at the top players, of course, we see a whole bunch of Team Vitality. That makes sense.
It really does. Zone crunching in once again, though. Centering up. S2G, Hora. And of course, the remaining members of Tianba within the area for now. surprised Ida from distance as well when we saw that fight with Wolves and Nonshin, but they were able to steal away one more point just off the back of the encounter. This is Yangon pushing up onto TT Project. Oh, they're trying to get away in the vehicle, but they're running into another team on the hillside. Ways though, damage done. Federales from distance helping Vitality put pressure onto these squads.
Galacticos, there's Cloud, all right, popping a couple shots there on the side of Vitality. I'm surprised he even shot that, considering that he's so far out of position in this circle. But now I was wondering, where is Alpha 7? When are they going to make some moves? There's Obscure getting a nice shot there onto E-Arena. That's huge for this lobby. E-Arena going out here shuts down one of those top players. And Tourniquet, though, last player up. Oh, devastating A7 here. Oh, good for them, though. 7-2-1 gets that elimination. That's going to be a huge side of A7.
It's Wolves as well, feeling comfortable for Alpha 7 there. They thought they could take a fair fight, be able to just play a head-to-head with both squads. Doesn't work that way. Wolves keep the pressure on A7. 721 GS as well. Still stealing points here and there in these games. Darkin takes the shots up onto Fajita. You got the spam over. In the midst of all this, Vitality have finally finished what remained of TT Project, and the solo from Alpha 7 stuck in a horrific position.
Horrific is right. And the Wolves are holding the north side, wrapping all the way around to find a position in this next zone. Obscure just going to be eating a whole lot of blue damage. And this is stage 5. This one hurts. Alpha 7 just can't seem to catch a break here. Can't get anything going. And S2G, hard committing to that central spot, is working out so far. And that is, yeah, Obscure's just going to go out to blue. So that's A7. If they want to make it into the top 3, they need to win almost every single game going forward.
Impressed how good Wolves have been able to play as well with the really awkward fights they've had here. Handling themselves nicely against multiple squads. Sonic does finally fall. He was hitting some big shots. It could be a detriment to the remainder of the Wolves roster. Yangon. Brutal position, bro. They got the smokes, limited cover, hovercraft still there.
Now we're going to see Ida. 4 players up. They took the most dominant position in this zone early, and it is working out for them. What's even working out for them more is the fact that Godlike's gone, right? Nongshim Red Force are hurt. E-Arena is out of here. Aura only have 2 players left, so, and those are really the only top 5 that matter, right? So, oh man, that's gonna be really huge for the side of S2G and Ida. It opens the door. It opens the door for them to make it into the finals, but you still gotta walk through it. Team Vitality, meanwhile, are applying that pressure onto Yangon Galacticos. It's only Smile and Romeo up left, and they are gonna be stuck trying to just snake this one out and make something happen.
Nade from Smile being cooked. A few shots over from Tiamba as well, it seems. Doesn't overcommit onto chucking that one, just gonna belly crawl back through the weeds and see if he can get into a good spot here. Thread the needle with a nade, get it on top of Vitality. There's the boom. Not enough to connect onto Federales. Information going both ways as well. The hovercraft coming in from Romeo to close the gap. He dives out. Quick reposition from Federales.
Now we're going to see Tiamba get eliminated, so they weren't able to put up anything here. Federales looking to go ahead and make a play on a Romeo. Let's see what he can do. Does he get defeated! Jump headshot, maybe through the window, through the wall. That is how you get it done.
Incredible elim on that one. But whilst Federales is celebrating, Ida's eyes light up once again. They know their job is not done. Razak takes the heat back over to Ida and puts pressure on them. Razy incredibly low in the distance. They got to go for the pickup play on Rita. They have to tuck in now.
Man, Team Vitality, 13 points. Oh, this is tough considering that these are all points everybody else needs. So they are just making this lobby that much harder here, as that's now Nongshim Red Force eliminated. So, pretty dud game for our top 5.
Excluding Team Vitality. Aura's still alive with 2, but they haven't done much at all. And with S2G getting 8, this is a good chance. This is a good opportunity, right, for them to just continue to chug along and do a little good game of catch-up.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a bit of a sleeper journey for them today. I mean, 8 elims. Still looking like they've got a lot more to give as well. If either go down, that's going to be them next in line to really try and take benefit from the games they're having here. Ooh.
Ouch. Man. Team Vitality just crushing dreams non-stop here. Crazy day ever yesterday. And now they're just looking to crush the teams that are desperately making it to the top 5. Rita, it's up to him to make it a play on Federalis. We saw a little pixel. Takes a little pop shot at it. And now, Federalis does get knocked by 721 GS. It just leaves, I believe, Razak up left for Team Vitality.
One player left from Wolves now. Aura set up in the shack. There's the name coming over. Duo with Wolves being taken out of the... Like you said, Vitality just down to raise. Won't get any easier. S2G bringing the heat over to 721G as they'll scrap each other. So far away though, Jukes. It's not an easy gap to close. They're going to get a move on.
Yeah, now this is S2G's time. Like, honestly, S2G, you did a great job. You got to the end game. Now it's time to get aggressive. Move. You need all of these eliminations. Team Vitality is stealing all of them from you. You need all that you can get because Godlike is out. Aura, they're getting some points on the board as well. So if you're S2G, now's your time. Are you going to make it happen though? Ida is still soaking up points here.
Vitality finally full. They can get back over there and resupply the crates that are inside of the building. 721 GS taking a lot of damage as well. This is just the cleanup. That's all S2G need from it.
Hey, shout out to 721 GS though. Great day today, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were in the bottom 3 looking down and out, but they put themselves at least in a running for the survival stage. Actually, they're looking pretty good for the survival stage here. Oleko gonna have to make a play for his team. Does get some sightlines on S2G, but Solke able to make it behind that hail bale and take them out.
And again, that's another point stolen by Ida as well with the shot we saw coming over from Darkin. One of those knocks goes his way, converted into a point. So still squeezing little bits out of this lobby. As we remain with our final 3 squads, Hora down to the 2 players. Ooh, Sky's gonna buckle as well. Instant connection from Emre on the peak up. They're not slowing down, Jukes. They're just getting started.
Yeah, now Aura are out. That's the right play. Honestly, both of these teams were like, hey, Aura's that way? Yeah. Let's all focus there first, all right? And then we can deal about it later on because we're the ones trying to get in the top 5. Aura are already there. And now, he's got the EWC, baby! Let's see that late game sniper action. But what? Oh, Rita! Talk about, hey, we got barbershops here for these players, and Rita just got a haircut.
Short back and sides for Rita. Ridiculous, that one didn't connect.
Woo-wee!
The scope attached for max precision. Looking to punch a hole straight through them. As it comes down to 2 teams that are neck and neck towards each other. The rise we've seen from S2G. And an Ida that took chicken dinner previously and have not slowed down. A slight advantage in terms of the battle of attrition, Jukes. It's a 4 versus 3 on the manpower.
Oh, I know we joked about that missed shot, but that was actually a really brutal miss, considering that if he would have hit that, Rita's gone, and there's no way he's getting res. It would have been a 3v2 situation. So, barely missing. That would actually have been a 3v3, would have evened things up here. So unfortunate for that.
Let's see what kind of plays you're going to make. Now you can see Ida just slowly creeping up, pushing their back against the blue zone. And now with that snake play coming into here, one good nade could shut them down. Come on, bust out that AWM again. You got to do it. You got to hit that shot for your team and clutch things up. This is where that kind of play could really come in and make something happen.
Kamikaze taking some big hits. Emre, look at the reaction time, Jukes. He steps up, absolutely lays down the law. Spitting bullets, one by one they're being removed. Unless he can save it with a snipe, it's all over. And they're going to run him down.
Didn't really do much except for Team Vitality, right? I mean, it was a non-game for them, and that opened things up. Let's take a look at the team comp and hear what they had to say.
여기서 아까 좀 잠깐만 아메리카 어디 알아보세요. Gel beraber devam edelim gel. Dur arabası. Nice oğlum.
Tempered celebration. They're happy, bro. They know. They've been there before, Jukes, and they're locking it down. Beautiful signs, though. It's the way as well. They actually stole so many Elim points off other teams amidst all that commotion in those fights, right? Anytime there's a third-party angle from distance, we're talking meters. They're hitting shots.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, this is what I was talking about in that last game, right? When you have such an insane clutch play, it exudes confidence in your entire squad. They believe in you as a player. They believe that it's a sign, right? It's meant to be for make it. And we saw that circle early on. I was like, hey, that's probably the best spot in the zone. They immediately were like, yeah, let's take that. And since they looted at Pachinki, and they took full advantage of it. What a clutch play right here. It's to catch up and be able to make it into the finals, and they're looking like they're making it happen.
Locked it down. Happy with themselves. At a pathway now. Went from being possibly impossible to now literally a reality. They're right there.
Yeah. I mean, but this is what it took. This is what it took, right? This is why we were really casting so much doubt, right? Because it took like 2 back-to-back wins to even make it a chance. They just did it, and good for them that they did it in the first half of the day, right? I mean, still 3 more matches left to go. That's plenty of time to really lock things down, but it's gonna be interesting to see, right, which team got knocked out of the top 5, right? That is gonna be really wild to see, and unfortunately, on the other side of things, right, we didn't see Tianba be able to make it.
Yeah, Tianba. So many different narratives that we're looking at here, and so much more to discuss. So stick with us when we get back into it.
Team Vitality is one of the best teams in club championship this year, but I don't feel any responsibility. I think we're happy that outside our game, we also can contribute to the team's Vitality point on the club championship. Winning the championship would mean a lot to me because we can give 1,000 points to Team Vitality.
AGL 的俱乐部的排名在不断上升，然后我们也是会有一点压力。